so thirsty for your love, I can't hide it.
It's got everything you need. Just go and chill and, you know, be caffeinated most of the day.
Time for sun, sand, and smackdowns. Ready?
Okay.
Fight!
Alrighty then. Let's see how this goes. How big is this character? It looks huge.
I used to singing, baby. Oh, come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Why don't you good if you know me. Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you sing about a melody? Oh, come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Why don't you good if you know me. Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you anything you want to sing about? Just sing it all out now, sing it all out. Let the world know what life's all about. Come around, why don't you come around?
All right. As the plot continues to thicken. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News, the unreliable ones, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the newsroom, and welcome to the Galtopia News Network, your unreliable source for DSP News. This is the pseudo snort report, brought to you by SnortBucks Coffee Company, the best beverage company. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. We're here with part 2 of the Twitch DMCA saga / suspension. At the time that I'm recording this, there is some new developments being uncovered. What's going on right now? Oh, James the Lesser has been, as well as others, but James the Lesser is at the forefront of this. Is really pushing through with some of the developments on the lack of Catherine content, if you will. The fact that Catherine has been missing for a little while isn't too surprising, and the fact that Phil lies about every little thing, like what her work schedule used to be, and some of the other ins and outs, kind of explain quite a bit. But James is, as of recent, at least the last few videos, has really been pushing the narrative forward. The more you watch it, I can see how he has a point. So that's my take on it. I don't think he's wrong and whatnot. He makes some interesting points, to be perfectly honest with you. The bigger smoking gun, if you will, is how Phil keeps recycling the meals that supposedly she cooks, and the fact that we haven't had any Animal Crossing. Though I don't know if those are two things that he's brought up in particular yet, but if you haven't, James, I'm sure you've considered it. But those are the two things that make me wonder why she's absent or where she may be. And the big thing right now is something about him leaving groceries in the car for 40 goddamn minutes. Why are you leaving groceries in your car for 40 minutes? Even if it's true, if the story is correct, he had them come in and put his new IP or some shit in. That shows you how far behind I am. If that's the case, or if that's what the situation is, cool. You couldn't bring your groceries in from your garage into your kitchen, because I know we all know what the layout of your house is, Phil. We know how that works. And you couldn't put all of that on the table, let the guy in, let him head upstairs and put your groceries away. You literally kept your groceries in the car the whole time this guy was allegedly working on your internet. I want you to think about this, ladies and gentlemen. And then Catherine, if she was home, didn't come downstairs to come and get the groceries? Or she didn't go with you to go and get the groceries? Yeah, I don't know. That shit sounds suspicious as hell. But the fact that he gave up Animal Crossing is one of the big things for me, because she was the one who was really putting in all the work in there. Phil was just being lazy ass Phil and just walking around doing a whole lot of nothing, but making it seem like he's doing something. But Catherine was the one who was really doing shit. So there you go. But then again, at the same time, wasn't it also relatively recently that someone was saying they would be willing to donate a new Switch, Nintendo Switch, to Phil? Actually, no. Let me reword that. They were willing to donate a new Switch to Catherine, and Phil was like, "Oh well, I'll give her the Switch that currently has Animal Crossing on it, and I'll take the new one." So, I mean, it is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, at the end of the day, this is a lot of smoke and mirrors. It's a lot of cloak and dagger. There is nothing wrong with speculating. Because, to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, some of the best DSP lore has come out of speculation. I understand that some people don't like it. I understand that a lot of people don't want to, or some people, I wouldn't say a lot, but some people don't want the Escort Saga to replay itself. But with that being said, as it pertains to the Escort Saga, if we didn't push the narrative the way we did, right? If people in general, I should say, didn't push the narrative, because a lot of us just didn't know, and I was just like, it could be, it couldn't be, but it's entertaining either which way. If we as a group didn't keep talking about it, we would have probably never found out about the whole catfishing empire and all the bullshit that came along with that. You know what I'm saying? You have to understand that, like, that speculation put pressure on Phil to reveal Kat. Well, not to give us her name, but to at least let her out of the bag, so to speak. And then that led into all the other nonsense that came out of that. On top of it, if you think about it now, in hindsight, all that tax money he was supposedly raising money for, that didn't exist, because that money was used to move Kat over, which kind of falls in line with that whole escort thing. The point I'm trying to make is, ladies and gentlemen, is that speculation is what makes this shit fun. It's one of the aspects that makes this shit fun. And you never know what it might lead to. At the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, this is supposed to be entertainment. People's reputations shouldn't be riding on it. If it is, then you've invested way too much into it, to be honest. Like, you're just supposed to be here having a good time, and you see where the rabbit hole takes you. You know what I mean? You're never going to get anything concrete out of Phil until he's forced to admit it, or until someone finds it. And the only way that happens is if you put the pressure on Phil. And what is the slogan over here, ladies and gentlemen? You keep the pressure on him all night, and you keep applying. Period. You keep the boot to his motherfucking neck, and you put the pressure on it all night, and you keep applying. And that's when the information comes out. So, it is what it is. But I'm anxious to hear what you guys think about the situation with, on James's theory about Kat being missing. I don't have the full information on that yet, so I'm gonna, after I all caught up with his videos on the next one of these, or the one after that, I'll give you guys some of my thoughts as that moves along. Two birds with one stone, if you will. Or two piggies in a blanket. Double piggy in a blanket. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with DSP Gaming. Let's talk about Twitch suspension, what we know, and the future. Phil has no future. He lives by the seat of his goddamn pants, which is pathetic for someone who's almost 40 to feel the need to exist like this and have the nerve to say that he has a happy, fulfilling life, which is just kind of retardation, to be honest. But it is what it is, or certainly internet retardation, to say the very least. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get to the situation at hand. I'll see you guys in a minute. Yeah.
Anything you want to sing about, just sing it all out now, sing it all out. Let the world know what life's all about. Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you sing about a melody? Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you let the world know what life's all about? Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you sing about a melody? Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Why don't you come around? Come around, why don't you come around? Why don't you anything you want to sing about? Just sing it all out now, sing it all out. Let the world know what life's all about. Come around.
Oh boy, this double chocolate mocha is going to be glorious. Oh my gosh, I love coffee. Shit. I love SnortBucks coffee. It's fucking delicious. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're here with DSP Gaming. Let's talk about the Twitch suspension and what we know, and the future. This is from July 17th of 2020, our current year of gout. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be talking to you guys for just a brief minute because Phil, at current, doesn't know how to work YouTube chat as it pertains to streaming. He thought it was just like Twitch, which is ironic in a lot of ways because he's told us on so many occasions on how Twitch chat is actually better than YouTube chat because they're completely different. But semantics. In general, as it pertains to this situation with Twitch, this whole situation with Superhound, this whole scenario. Excuse me. This isn't going anywhere. Like, Phil's gonna have to deal with this until Superhound gets bored. But essentially, he's just gonna keep doing this. Now, here's the irony in a lot of ways, is that some of the... There's one channel that I really like. It's called Streamers Reloaded, or it's called it's called Streamers Reloaded. It's on YouTube. They go over Twitch drama, usually for the week. Bans, different types of stuff that's developing, good and bad. It's a really great channel. I've shouted them out before. Not that they need it. They're big enough as it is, but great channel. As of the time that I'm recording this, they have not reported on Phil at all. They haven't reported on Phil at all. And that's what they do. They report on Twitch streamers, big and small, who are going through drama that can directly affect their channel and or community. Phil's name hasn't come up once. That right there tells me how little of fucks people give as it pertains to Darksydephil, despite all the campaigning and everything he tried to do for the saga.
Hey everyone, just give me a sec. I didn't realize that, unlike Twitch, every time that I do a stream here on YouTube, I apparently have to find the chat for it. I thought it was the same chat. It's not. I went back to my laptop, opened it, and the chat's not there. So, kind of a bummer that I can't see anything. I got to figure this out really quickly. So, if you could please be patient while I figure this out. I'm going to find the chat so that I can actually read what you guys are saying. And then we'll get started. Give me a minute. I'll be right back.
Back to what I was saying. It's really funny how little people care. And this is one of the things that I've tried to tell you, and the fact that despite his greed for money, obviously, it's praise and attention is what he cares about the most, whether positive or negative, which is a active trait within lolcows, and certainly a big thing within lolcow communities, is that they want attention. He'll put money over that. You know, or sorry, he'll put attention over money. It's just what he does. Like, money for him, I mean, yeah, it's greed, and it allows him to live the lifestyle that he feels that he deserves, and certainly wants. But it's the attention that he needs. Because if no one cares, he fades away. You know what I mean? It takes away everything from him. Because who gives a shit if you're the most prolific, as he likes to say?
Almost there, guys. I'm trying to get YouTube to load on my laptop to little success. I'm like loading and reloading and nothing's showing up. Because my laptop sucks. So, yeah, shitty. As soon as I get this working, I can see the chat. We'll get started. On the laptop. I can't read it on the desktop. It's way too far away. I know the chat's working. I can see you guys chatting over on the desktop. I just can't see it there. I need to get to it on the laptop. What the frick, dude? It won't load.
See, that right there is a perfect example of how bad he wants the attention. Now, I want you to think about this for just a second. Well, let me finish my point. He needs attention more than anything. Because it doesn't matter how, in his words, prolific of a YouTuber he is. None of that means jack shit. When he's forgotten, it hurts him. Look at the FGC, for example, and how some of them have forgotten him, and how he's butthurt about that, which is why he lashes out at them the way he does. Look at how he's a complete and total fucking mess on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Where fucking anybody can come in, whether with some editing talent or with a take on, or with a hot take on DSP, and you can essentially do well. You know what I'm saying? And he completely gets faded out. Now, the irony of this, of all that, of that particular situation, I should say, is that when he says, oh, it's all just one big echo chamber and no one ever wants to hear my side of the story, what he doesn't realize, especially as it pertains to those who do sharp edits or who do commentary in the detractor community, is that they use his source material. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they use his source material, or they use a derivative from someone else in that community to do it. No one's taking anything that you said out of context, because when, as you guys have started to notice, as you go through this shit in full context, it's so much worse. For any of you guys who follow me from the Fight Club channel, you know how that get down. It sounds worse when you hear it in full context. People like, excuse me, SnortBucks and Mighty D, for example, they do him well, for one, they do a service for the community in general, but they do him a service in a lot of ways. Because if they went ahead and put the full context of some of the shit that he says in there, it just makes him look like a really terrible, horrible, out of touch individual. The very things that he says that he's not. The very things that allegedly he tried to change over the last couple years and that he's trying to fight against. It's really crazy. Anyway, back to the whole situation with attention, though, since how rudely he was when he cut me off. Angry sniff. Is the fact that you're supposed to be focused on getting this chat. You can see the chat. That's what he just said. He can see that the chat's working, but he's supposed to be focused on trying to fix it on his laptop. That same laptop that he should have had replaced years ago. Years ago, that laptop should have been squared away. Matter of fact, Tevin's pointed this out plenty of times, praise be, that the moment he moved into that house, he should have bought himself a new laptop. He should have bought himself a new television and put the old television that he used to have, put that in the storage nook, and put that old laptop in the storage nook, and start fresh. Start new. Didn't want to do it because he's a fucking idiot, and he don't want to put money into nothing. He wants to live the lifestyle he wants to live, but he doesn't want to invest in what allows him to live that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Or allows him to do what he does for a living. And that's the worst type of individual, ladies and gentlemen. You have, in this, no matter what you're doing, right? You have to spend money to make money. It's just an ebb and flow. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you work in an office setting, you have to consistently, not consistently, but you have to buy the type of wares, right, that help you stand out and stay in with the trends that are going on. Especially if you're someone who meets with other people to help build your business, right? Or build the firm that you work with, for example. You know what I mean? These are things that are expected of you. You're expected to look good, you're expected to smell good, and you're expected to be able to present yourself as well as the firm that you work with in such a way that people are like, I like him, or I like her. I feel comfortable doing my business with them. Phil doesn't have that. Phil has to go to these open platforms, right, where anybody can get in, and has to hope. He has to hope that his name in some way, shape, or form holds some type of clout, or years prior he was associated with them and he bashed the fuck out of them, and hope that they don't remember and he can just slide himself back in and then blame it all on trolling. That's literally what he's been subjected to. He subjected himself to this. It's these type of weaknesses is the reason why people beat him on a regular basis. Anybody can. Any of you who are listening to my voice, whether you stream or make content or make YouTube content or whatever, you could beat Phil at any given moment if you chose to. For any of you who are able to just get up, you know what I mean? Can actually get up and actually leave your house for 30, 40 minutes and whatever by yourself without the fear of imaginary boogeymen all over the place, you're already winning. You're already winning. His only outside contact is Kat, and for whatever that's worth, whether she's there or not, and Twitter, and the comments, and not even his comment section, sorry, and his Twitch chat. That's all the engagement this man has. And then he just wraps everything else around that. He's literally trying to circumvent and trying to figure out what works from what little information that he has, because he's lazy as shit. Everything's a quick glance for him on Twitter, and then he just moves on. The fact that he can regurgitate that to you is one thing, but does he understand it is another. Yes, whatever Phil reads, he can regurgitate it back to you, but that doesn't mean he understands it. Just because he uses big words don't make him intelligent. And just because he's able to beg to make $100,000 a year, ladies and gentlemen, don't make him successful. But what do I know? Just a cute pup in a sharp suit that loves delicious coffee. And peanut butter ice cream. Don't forget that. Let's continue.
This is the third time I'm trying. Okay, finally. Alright, maybe now I can get this working. It only took 3 refreshes. Okay, let's see here. This is detail. No, what if I click on it? I click actually on it. Is this how I see it? No, this gives me the details. How the hell do I see the chat? Oh my god, YouTube is so ridiculous. I can't just find the chat to talk to you guys. I can't see it. I see many people are joining. We got over 500 viewers and counting, and I can't find the chat to talk to you guys. How did I do this before? I don't even know how I did this before. It says live, settings. How do I know settings will just let me edit the video.
Also, he actually brings up a good point, because the last time he got knocked off of Twitch, he was able to come to YouTube. He figured out how to get the money together, how to make sure you guys could donate to him, how the chat was working. He was able to get all of that going. Now, he didn't do it by himself, obviously, but he was able to get all of that up and running. Now, on OBS, right, you can actually, this idiot, he could have kept the original settings up for that and just opened up another scene or another set of scenes with sources and then had all of that for his Twitch stuff. So he literally could have had something for YouTube and something for Twitch already preset it for the most part. Outside of a couple of different things he'd have to move around in OBS. Essentially, it would all line up to where if he needs to swap between one platform or another, as most people who use OBS or what's the other one called? XSplit usually do. Phil don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? You're someone who streams for a living on a very volatile platform, right? Where you could get bumped off at any time. That bullshit about Twitch loves me in my streams, all that shit that they did to you years ago, using you as a guinea pig for their anti-bullying or anti-trolling type measures, all that goodwill has already been sucked up. You're literally out there on your own. And having a Twitch partnership doesn't seem to be worth jack shit anymore, because Tevin had pointed out something recently. Well, for me it's recent, for you guys it's probably rather old, is the fact that affiliates are given more and more privileges now, not equal to that of partners, but they're getting more and more privileges that used to be only exclusive to partners. So the game over there on Twitch is changing. Maybe they're not doling out as much as many partnerships anymore, for whatever reason, but for those who are being affiliates, they're giving you more incentives to be an affiliate, if you think about it. So a lot of the protections that these guys have as partners don't mean jack shit. That's why there's I guess like a bot, or there's an account on Twitter that you can follow that actually all it does is tell you this person got banned off the site, this person's been banned, this person's been suspended. That's all it does. And it does that daily, consistently too. And if you watch that if you go through that feed for any amount of time, you're going to see a lot of people getting banned for a lot of superfluous shit at times. Absolute bullshit. You know what I mean? Stuff that just nonsense. Absolute nonsense. So you would think for someone who, he does know this, by the way. He's stupid, but he does know this. You would think that you would make sure that you have your options open. But then, ladies and gentlemen, this is the same idiot who says he doesn't have time to spend, he doesn't have the time in his day, daily, to spend time with his wife or Jasper. That he spends his whole day working. When you know damn well he's only in that office for 8 hours. Maybe. So of course he's not actually looking out for his future. He's not looking at other avenues. He's not even up to date on what some of the settings and privileges that are available to him on Twitch. Outside of what he can use to beg with, or beg for. Any of the other functionalities that have anything to do with the site, he doesn't know jack shit about. He doesn't want to know anything about it. He thinks a new PC will fix everything. When, in actuality, the fact that his old PC, the Lemon, is still running is a testament to that shit is open. You should be able to open that up and start customizing. There are YouTube videos out there on it. It's really not that difficult. You know what I mean? If he was willing to put the time in and do the research to make sure he has the right parts. Oh well.
The chat on the video. What if I click on go live? Alright, maybe this is it, because I'm already live. So maybe if I click on go live, it'll bring me to the screen. That might be it, actually. Stream. I think I found it. What is this? No, I want to see the existing stream. I don't want a new stream. Oh my god. I can't find... Look at this. Manage.
I like how he kind of pseudo-narrates his own life through all of the actions that he takes, and then when he's wrong, he acts like some petulant child. That's just fucking hilarious. Either he wasn't read enough story time books or nursery rhymes when he was a kid, or as he got older, he started to go back and actually read them himself because they weren't read to him, and it's kind of warped his mind. It's not warped his mind. It's warped his outlook on things. Like, here, let me explain. Phil's childlike tendencies, for example, stem back to his spending habits, right? We saw that back in his condo in Connecticut. When he was still working his 9-to-5, or when he had a 9-to-5, I should say, he was living pseudo-reasonable. Somewhat reasonable, I should say. Not pseudo, but somewhat reasonable, right? He didn't have all that bullshit. He wasn't buying all these crazy pictures. He wasn't doing this. He wasn't doing that. He was living within his means. He was drowning his sorrows in a couple of beers. Probably, some low-end gin and tonic. That's it. Even though, yes, he says that his drink of choice was rum and Coke, despite the fact that I don't ever remember seeing rum in any of those in any of those condo tours. I don't remember that at all. I do remember him having a bottle of Kahlua in one of his cabinets, but I think that was more than likely for Panda's sake more than his own, or John and Howard. Who could I say, or who could say, I should say. But I don't remember not a goddamn thing about rum and Coke. And I enjoy rum and Coke, so that'd be something I'd look out for. But I don't remember that. There might have been a rum bottle in there, to be honest. But I'm pretty confident if it was there, it was probably I think it was Malibu rum, which is like a white bottle. I think that was more than likely for like John and Howard or some type of party he had. If it was exclusively for him, that bottle had been gone a long time ago. Anyway, if you think about his early spending habits, before the money really rolled in, he lived within his means because that's all he had. You know what I'm saying? His money went to what it needed to go to. Clothes for work, occasionally going out every once in a while because he wasn't dating anybody, you know what I'm saying? Investing in video games, and that he was staying up until the middle of the night drinking, trying to play. And that's it. Like the normal shit for the most part, outside of the excess that he was putting into video games. Once the YouTube money came in, though, he started to lose his goddamn mind and splurge on all this bullshit that he didn't need. All those video game portraits, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, they're really cool, but did he necessarily need them? No, he wanted to flex. That CM Punk plaque, all of those fucking statues, all of those retro video games, which are probably worth quite a bit, but he's not willing to part with them. Shit, he probably doesn't even remember most of them, so that's kind of just a waste in itself. He blew his money on dumb crap to make up for the lack of, or what he feels that he should have had when he was a child. You know what I mean? He's legit trying to make up for his childhood. I've said this plenty of times before. And a lot of that it explains why he's at where he's at now. In a lot of ways. For one, look at all the debt that he had. It was to keep up a lifestyle that he blatantly couldn't afford, but he felt that he deserved. And what he deserves outweighs what he can afford. That's a lesson that I think we all know that he knows now. Because certainly he's been demonstrating it. And these are some of the fundamental blocks of the adult psyche, that you do what you need to do before you can do what you want to do. And the reason why is if you get your needs taken out of the way, or squared away, I should say, you have a little bit more to do what you want. But even then, you got to do it within reason. Phil don't live life like that, or he don't think like that. Let me do what I want, and when I need something, I'll beg for it. And at the end of the day, I think he doesn't have any shame because that part of his brain, it just doesn't function. He doesn't care. No, that's a lie, because he does care. He cares that he gets ridiculed, but he almost blankets himself in the fact that, oh, well, I'm still getting to live the way I want, so I don't give a shit. If that does that make sense? Like, let me reword that. So, I'm doing what I want to do on my off time, and I'm living for that particular moment. But when I get back online and I see all these people calling me an e-beggar and calling me a joke and calling me embarrassment, it pisses me off. But it doesn't matter. But then when we come up to next Tuesday, oh, it's going to be okay again because I have the whole day to do what I want. So I'm still winning. But the rest of the week, the other 6 days, is absolute hell. It's absolute bullshit what he subjects himself to, and how he publicly humiliates himself on a regular basis. But he's always looking forward to that one day off. That one day that I get to go out, or he gets to go out, eat his 3 meals with my wife, do his window shopping, maybe actually buy some shit that he don't really need, and then come home and look at all the quote unquote haters on Twitter and think, oh, I'm winning, until he clock his ass back in on Wednesday and realize, oh wow, I'm back to being a loser again. Does that kind of, am I kind of coming across with that a little bit? It's a really sad state of affairs when you think about it. He's kind of just, that right there is an endless cycle he'll never be able to break. And he won't be able to break it for 2 reasons. One, there's nothing he can do in life right now that'll allow him to make the money that he's making. 2, he's complacent. He's okay with being humiliated and ridiculed. Yeah, he lashes out and says he don't like it, but yet again, he has figured out a way to profit from it. You know what I mean? That's the reason why that's one of the reasons why the vest streak has lasted as long as it has. You know what I mean? Because yet again, he keeps feeding him this bullshit. The detractors hate it. They hate the hell out of this. And you guys can't let this stop because this is a symbol. This is a symbol of us triumphing over the haters who have held us down for so long. There is no us, though. There's you. There's you. There is... Swaggin ain't held down by that shit. Golden Colt ain't held down by that shit. You know what I mean? None of those dudes are. Unless they want to put themselves into that situation. But they're not. Once they log off the computer, or once they leave Phil's stream, they leave Phil's stream. And they go on and do whatever else that they do with their lives. For whatever that is. Phil's alone. Like, you're legit alone, Phil. So you trying to put this mental weight on them to try to distribute it, right? And make them think that we're all in it together, or they're all into it together. It's non-existent. You're lying to yourself merely to lie to yourself, if you will. It doesn't hold any real value. And that's the reason why you're still miserable. And that's the reason why you still lash out at these people the way you do. And that's the reason why the number of people donating is dwindling by the day. Does anybody remember when he used to say, or if any of you have been around long enough to hear it, he said, if you guys gave me $1 a month, it would help. And it would help because instead of a few of you giving me a bunch of money, I only need, if all of you just gave me a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It would be way more sustainable, right? It would mean more, because that would be us coming together. That falls into his definition of crowdfunding. The problem is it don't work that way. It legit always has been a small group of people giving him a large amount of money, and not the opposite. And the reason why is there's not enough people who believe in him, or those people he's already ran off. You know what I'm saying? Or they've already broken the pignosis, or whatever you want to call it. This is the reason why he fails. It's the reason why he suffers. He doesn't have a fan base. He has a hardcore group of cultists who hang on his every word and have believed the narrative that these detractors are the enemy. We need to get rid of them. These haters, trolls, and critics are the opposition. And we have to do whatever we can to not let Phil Burnell fall, because if he falls, then we fall. That's a cult.
Maybe I can manage the existing stream. There it is. What if I click on it? Alright, I think I found it. Oh my god. Can you tell I haven't done this in years? Hey. Okay, now let me pop out the chat. This sucks though. It seems like if I stream on YouTube, I'm going to have to do this every time. I have to pop out the chat every single time. Alright, so I pop out the chat. Okay, and now I need to zoom because I can't read. It's way too small. I do this. I think that's... Yeah, I said that's pretty legible. Okay, we're almost ready to start. Give me a second, guys. And then I'll start recording and everything, and we'll go from there. Actually, technically, I don't think I even need to record. I think this is auto-archiving to YouTube right now, but I'll record just for the sake of... in case something screws up. Okay, give me a sec. Alright, good evening, everyone. Welcome to a stream I certainly was not planning on doing. This is completely out of left field. Me being suspended from Twitch TV earlier today for seemingly no reason at all. I didn't receive any notification at all from Twitch about what's going on. Still, at this point, okay, I still have not gotten any explanation for what's happening. Just to give you guys the full story summarized, and then I have some updates for you because some things have happened that I want you guys to know about. So here's the deal. Earlier today, I'm streaming on Twitch. I'm streaming Ghost of Tsushima. I stream 1 hour of it, no problems. All of a sudden, my stream disconnects. What's going on? Is it my internet? No, my internet's working. Come to find out, it says your account's suspended. What? So, this has happened to me before, many years ago, like almost 3 years ago now. My account got suspended, and when it happened during a live stream, I would get an email right after that from Twitch saying, your account was suspended because of this reason. This happened, you did this. Okay? By the way, is this working? Hold on. Is the chat working? Uh-oh. Oh, I think my chat froze. Hold on. Is it working now? Testing. I think it's working now. My chat was frozen for a second. Hello, Jasper. Jasper's in here tonight. He can come in and out if he wants. I got the air conditioners on in the house, so he'll be in and out during the stream tonight. Okay? You can hang out, buddy. You can hang out with us. So, a few years ago when I had some action taken against me on Twitch.
So wait, we're having a drama stream, and it just happens to fall on the same day that Catherine's not home? Interesting. Strange. It's interesting how that worked out.
Basically, oh, by the way, before we even get to this, so FYI, guys, this stream, I'm just going to be chatting with you guys. I'm just going to be talking about what happened, what I know as updates and stuff, because I've heard a few things and possibly a few updates, and talking about the future, some ideas that I have and things in my head that I'm kind of mulling about what to do, if this is a ban that sticks on Twitch or whatever. So this is going to be just kind of talking tonight on the stream, and that's about it. Now, there's no way that you can contribute via things like you can't cheer, you can't do a paid sub like you used to be able to do on Twitch here on YouTube. There are things to do it, like super chat and stuff, but I'm not enabling those, just in case somehow this was a misunderstanding with Twitch, or maybe something that can be fixed easily with Twitch, I don't want to ruin my chances with going back and streaming on Twitch. Because as I told you guys, I love streaming on Twitch as a platform. It's a good place. They've got a great chat system. So, you know, I don't want to ruin that at all. And therefore, you know, I don't want to be, oh, let me stream somewhere and monetize a million ways and do all this stuff, and then have Twitch be pissed at me because I did.
It's a nice little father-stepson moment there.
That. All right? Not to say that I have no right to be pissed at Twitch. I do. If they're going to suspend me, they got to tell me what's going on in a timely manner. I was suspended at 1 p.m. It's now almost 7:30 p.m. So 6.5 hours, and you don't even reach out with an email to say, here's what happened. This is my livelihood, right? Streaming is my livelihood. They
don't have to care about it being your livelihood. And that's the problem that Phil Burnell still exhibits to this very day. He thinks all these different platforms that he works for, because he's a worker, that bullshit about independent contract, yeah, scratch that. He's a worker. He thinks that these people need to care that he does this for a living. They didn't ask you to do this for a living. You put yourself into a situation where you were forced to do this for a living. You got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that YouTube, Twitch, or whatever platform that you're on that allows you to make money online or offline, it's kind of a choice. You don't have to be here. You know what I'm saying? And in a lot of ways, he's expendable. So him sitting there crying and complaining about, this is my livelihood, this is my livelihood. Anybody who reads that email looks at that and be like, this is kind of pathetic. And yet, that's one of his saving graces, is he's just pathetic enough that people are willing to let him slide on stuff. It's weird. It's really, really weird to live off of people's, to have someone willing to live off of other people's good graces, but that's legit what he does. He legit just lives off of other people. It's all he does. It's all he's good for. But when he's in trouble, oh well, this is my livelihood. If you guys don't let me back on the site, I can't make a living. Why would they care? Why should they care? They're not even personally invested in him like that. You know what I mean? And look at him. Great, that'll make a great screenshot, but look at him. Does anybody have to give a shit that some middle-aged man who has no discernible talents at all, or skills, you know, why should they care? What are you producing? You literally have a top tip goal and total over your head that says 0. If that's not just sad, I don't know what is. So why would anybody else care? Jesus Christ, there was a girl who got kicked off of Twitch 4 years ago for something that she didn't even do, and cried about coming back, and if it wasn't for community support, she wouldn't have came back on. And that was pathetic when she did that. That was really pathetic when she did that, but at least she wasn't in the wrong. Phil, with this whole DMCA thing, did he do anything wrong? Didn't he do anything wrong? Probably not. The only thing that you could say that he did wrong was being him. Was being Darksydephil, being DSP. His mere existence is a slight to people. You know what I mean? And it is what it is. Every day he sits there and parades around like he's the greatest thing around, and has been, and you need to appreciate him for that. It's the internet. No one has to appreciate you for shit. Just because you found these special wheelchair symbols who want to fucking basically put you up as their representative, because in actuality they have nothing else to grasp at, that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't hold any value. You know what I mean? The people who cling on to him, that's funny, cling on. Anyway, the people who cling on to him only do it is because they don't have better options, or they're afraid they're not going to be accepted in other places. That's it. And I can understand why people would feel sad for them or feel sorry for them. But that doesn't mean you have to feel sorry for this piece of garbage. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Live stream every day. This is the only way I make money. So without being able to do it, it's kind of unprofessional and disrespectful to do what they've done. This is exactly
what they
have.
It's not unprofessional or disrespectful. Who the fuck are you? Like, think about that for a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Who is he? What value is he bringing to the platform? He's actually one of the surefire examples of what's wrong with the platform. Not because he's an old man who plays video games. Not that. It's that he's a fucking slob bum who begs for money under the cloak of being a gamer and playing video games on Twitch. That's what the problem is. Fundamentally. He's a bum. He's an actual bum who begs for money under the pretense that he's a gamer. That's the problem. That's the issue.
Currently, did the Dr. Disrespect about 2.5 weeks ago. That everyone was wondering what the hell happened, that he just got banned out of nowhere, and apparently they never gave him a reason or nothing, right? So, pretty much
stop equating yourself to other people. You always keep saying that I'm unique, I'm different from everybody else, no one goes through what I go through, and yet you're directly trying to put yourself with Dr. Disrespect. When there were other big streamers who end up getting knocked off the platform a week prior to that. Why aren't you associating yourself with them? Oh, he's not going to answer that question, is it? He's not going to go ahead and tell you, you know what I'm saying, about those people. You know he heard about it because they were all over Twitter, because that's what Twitter does. No, I want to associate myself with Dr. Disrespect because I've been around longer than him. You know what I mean? So that's why. I may have inspired him in some way, shape, or form. So that's why I want to associate myself with that. Yikes.
So FYI, guys, you can't contribute via any of those methods, but if you want to tip me, you can. That's completely separate from both Twitch and YouTube. It's a system that's always been in place behind the scenes, and it doesn't affect anything. So if you want to tip me, you can. There's a link in the description of this stream right now where you can tip me. And if you tip me, I'll get a notification, and I'll be able to give you a shout-out. It's the only way you can do that. All right, usually when we're on Twitch, if you cheer, sub, or tip, I'll give you a shout-out. I can't do that. It's only if you tip me can I see your messages and give you a shout-out tonight. All right? So that's up to you. Now, you can see above me
so
tonight,
interactions are behind a paywall.
Top tipper, I'll actually put up on the leaderboard and give you credit.
Which is funny because didn't he say that he doesn't want to put interactions behind a paywall? That he wants to be able to talk to everybody freely? Even though he really doesn't like people?
I will track the tips total for tonight's stream, and there's a vest streak counter. Am I putting this stream, this random impromptu stream, as a way to qualify for the vest streak? No. In fact, if we don't hit the tips goal tonight, that's okay, and I'm not going to hold it accountable. We're not ending the vest streak tonight because of this insanity that's happening out of nowhere. But if we do hit it, I'll count it. Why not count it? If you guys give me the amount of support that as if this were a normal gameplay stream on tonight's stream, I'll count it and we'll increase the vest streak. We'll keep it going. All right, so basically, it's win-win for everybody. I'm not going to hold it against the vest streak if we don't hit it, because that would be ridiculous. It's not a normal stream. At the same time, if people want to contribute and hit the vest streak and keep the vest streak going for tonight, we'll do that on stream as well. Fair enough? So, in fact, I just got, if you go into, excuse me, if I go into, Jasper's distracting me and I'm losing my train of thought. Noah Taylor to me, $4.50 says, if you go into Twitter bans, streamer bans on Twitter, it has you on it. No, that's, what you're looking at is a bot. What you're looking at is a bot that
tracks. He was distracted by Jasper. He just saw that, he saw him being banned and he started to freak out a little bit.
Okay, it does track people who have been suspended from Twitch and calls it a ban, which is bullshit because the suspension can be undone. Even if you actually look at that bot, it actually says right on there, people coming back from their bans like constantly, which is ridiculous, obviously. If you're banned, you're banned. You're not coming back from that ban. So I've been suspended.
People who've been banned and were able to come back, idiot.
It's not certain if I've been permanently banned or not. That bot means absolutely nothing. It's just a way that people figured out that I was actually banned, okay? Or suspended or whatever you want to call it by following that bot. But it doesn't mean anything. That bot means nothing, okay? Resberg just hit $5. I missed the Twitch emotes.
I mean, it means something if you're sitting here saying that Twitch needs to notify you about what's going on and that you love Twitch and it's your only way of making money, right? That seems pretty crucial to me.
Do we like using them, Resberg? Would you stop rubbing my hand when I'm trying to use the mouse, Jasper? Holy crap. Hold on. Now he's rubbing the keyboard. He really wants attention. He's desperate for attention tonight. He's rubbing my finger as I'm trying to type the number with his wet kitty nose. So thank you, Respergoo. You're now the top tipper of the night. I appreciate that. All right. Oh, and also, CC tipped me $1.30 says, Twitch has the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. Oh my god, that meme. Thank you, CC, for $1 tip. All right, so here's the deal. Let's recap what happened earlier today and what I did, and now I have some updates for you guys. I do. There's been some things that have happened since then that I want to talk about. There's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of people saying one thing or another, and I want to give you the facts that I know and some things that I may or may not know dependent on some situational data, okay? So here I am earlier today. I'm streaming Ghost of Tsushima, and I get suspended right in the middle of my stream. No notification from Twitch. No contact from Twitch. What gives? What happened? So, first thing I did, when you get suspended, they give you a link. It says, click here to find out about suspensions. So I do, and it's the most generic page possible. It just has generic info. There's nothing on there specific about what happened to me. It's you know, one of those fact pages. Frequently asked questions and
would you think they were going to have a customizable page just for you to give it a breakdown? Oh, Phil, it's almost like being a partner don't mean jack shit, and there's nothing prestigious about it. It's funny, Phil. It's almost like the last time this happened to you, you had someone watching your pig butt. So when you went ahead and reached out to them directly, you had that one-on-one support because, you know, you were protected. And now you're out there on your own. You're a peasant like all the other Twitch streamers are. It's like if you're not a Linity or Amaran or Dr. Disrespect ain't there no more. If you're not a real earner, you're just like everybody else. Cattle. Wow.
Each kind of suspension, but it doesn't even say what kind I got. So it says click here to appeal or to contact us. So I did, and there's a form, and I filled it all out, and I basically said, so I don't know what's going on, but you guys seem to have, you know, you seem to have, anyway, let's try this again. You seem to have suspended my channel. I don't know why. Use no explanation at all about what the hell's going on. Can you tell me what's happening? I need to know so I know if I can appeal the suspension or if this is permanent. I need to know as soon as possible. And that's how I left it. So I submitted that log a little bit after 1 p.m. earlier today. I was, you know, live on stream. The stream went dead. I was looking for solutions. That's the only thing I could find that I could even do. So as of 1 p.m., I submitted that log, and it was listed, and it was basically showing as a status of new log submitted. As of 20 minutes ago, that log updated and now says open. So what that means is that someone at Twitch has apparently either assigned the log or looked at it. I've gotten no response. I've gotten no email back, nothing as of yet. But at least that means, that you can still see, At least that means that I'm sorry, I'm so...
It means that someone's fucking looking at his case. Jesus Christ. If you need to drink your toilet water first before you can get a thought out, then do so.
People tipping and everything. I know, this is a crazy time, and my brain is scrambled right now, and I apologize. What that means is someone's looking at it. Someone is actually looking at the situation and hopefully reviewing it, and we'll figure out what in the holy hell is going on tonight that I'm suspended with no explanation. Okay?
This is supposed to be his livelihood, ladies and gentlemen. This is what allows him to put, apparently, bacon on the table, cannibalism, and so he can continue to drink his toilet water out of, you know, his bottle there, his sippy cup. Sippy bottle. There you go. And yet, he would get distracted over mere dollars. This is his livelihood that we're talking about here. He's supposed to be clearing up what he's supposed to be clearing up and establishing what we know and what is the plan moving forward, and he's going to let a couple of dollars distract him from that situation. That's how small-minded he is. Wow.
Now, at the very same time that I did that, I also went onto an old Discord account that I have not used in years. Okay, this is a Discord account that I literally set up 3-4 years ago when I came back to Twitch, just to have a direct point of contact with Twitch, they gave me one and they said the way you talk to this guy is through Discord.
How would Twitch give you a Discord account? Like, think about what he just said for a minute. He went back to an old Discord account. Now, we know he already has a Discord because that's how he communicates with WWE champions. It's almost, and his mods. Let me make sure I put that out there. And his mod chat. Or his mod Discord. Because he used to have a mod chat on Twitch. And then Twitch got rid of that. So now they had to all move over to Discord. So, but we have he has a Discord that was set up years ago, right? That Twitch gave him, and that's what he's currently using. Or that's the only way he can communicate back and forth with the moderation on Twitch. How does that make sense? Because if he said that Twitch reached out to him the last time by email to let him know that he was banned and what his situation was, wasn't he emailing them back and forth with his contact, and that's how communications are going about? So what the fuck did he need a Discord for? And why would Twitch assign you a Discord? And can they even do that? Something to think about.
I set it up. Well, I set it up. I booted it up.
Because the way I would think, right, is Twitch would be like, hey, this is just the way, I'm just assuming here, you would go ahead and open up a Twitch, a Discord account, and then you can associate your Discord account with your Twitch channel. But that doesn't mean Twitch gave it to you. They're just giving you the ability to link that account to your Twitch partner account or channel. But see, he's already using but then he's already using a Discord to communicate with his mods. But that really doesn't have anything to do with Twitch because his mods are volunteers, so they wouldn't care either which way. Just something to think about, okay? Just something to think about. Devil's in the details.
I used this thing in so long. And the guy's account, I haven't talked to this guy, I just realized, haven't actually directly talked to my Twitch contact since October of 2018. That's how long it's been since I had any kind of an issue with Twitch. That effing long was the last time that I talked to this guy. And the last time I talked to him, it was about when I was doing those sponsored streams for, what was it, Elo Hell and Assassin's Creed, whatever the one was that year.
Elo Hell, I think it's pronounced Elo Hell, and Assassin's Creed. Now let's talk a little bit about that. So Elo Hell, basically some good Samaritans reached out to the publishers, sent them a nice little, I like to call it the Brunel pork care package. It's an assortment of different types of meats and cheeses and so on and so forth to give them just a sample of who they're in business with. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice little thing from the detractor community. Who's to say that we're not ungrateful or we're not gracious over here? So they got that. They looked at it and they were like, "Oh fuck, we don't want this." And they were like, "Don't." They told Twitch, "Don't ever associate us with this individual again." That's what happened there, which Phil was big mad about. And it's assumed, but only assumed. It's not necessarily a Theo theory. It's not exactly a Theo theory. That the money that he was supposed to make on that stream, which probably wouldn't have been nothing more than a couple $100s anyway, that they didn't pay him. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. We don't know. But it's an interesting thing if anybody wants to go back and look at it. Now, Assassin's Creed. Let's talk about that one. I think that was Odyssey, if I remember correctly. Maybe. I think that's what it was. Well, anyway, the Assassin's Creed. He was already playing Assassin's Creed before the Assassin's Creed that came out that year. He was actually already playing it, ladies and gentlemen, before he decided to go ahead and do the Twitch sponsored stream. Actually, it wasn't a sponsored stream. It was a bounty board. I guess you could. I don't know if they're considered the same thing. I guess you could say that. So he was doing the bounty board for the for Assassin's Creed, but he was already hours into it. Now, before he actually did the sponsor stream on Twitch for it, or the bounty board, whatever, he was like, "Oh, it's okay, but there's issues here, there's issues there, yada yada yada." Typical Darksydephil bitching. The moment he does that sponsored stream, all of them problems went away, and he gave that shit glowing reviews. I never, not never. It's one of the few times where you see Darksydephil, Mr. I'm critical and I'm honest and I'm such and such suck dick and enjoy every minute of it. It was disgusting to watch him do that. Some of the same things he had complained about only a couple of days prior on his non-sponsored Assassin's Creed stream, he was complaining about. He had none of that at all when he was playing it on that sponsor stream. He kept everything glowing. He kept everything positive. Really crazy. Very, very crazy. So he gets called out for that too, and someone sends them a nice little care package as well, because yet again, we're generous over here. And I don't think too much came out of that, except for a lot of people, well, a few people who were influential in the gaming community kind of lifted some eyebrows. End of story. I think in the Elo Health thing probably hit him hardest because he probably didn't get paid for it. He's going to tell you he did, but more than likely he didn't. But that Assassin's Creed thing was ugly. And it was after the Assassin's Creed situation when he said that he thinks he was blackballed, or he thinks he's been taken away, the bounty board has been taken away from him, and it's all the detractors' fault because they won't allow him to have the opportunities that other streamers have to make additional money. That we were fucking with his livelihood and whatnot, and we're costing him. The very people who he says, the way he said, let me word it, the way he said it was, the very people who say, I need to work harder to get myself out of the dilemma that I'm in and stop begging. Well, I wouldn't have to beg if these people would let me have these opportunities. But at the end of the day, it comes down to choice. You can send somebody a care package and then they act about it the way they did. I can't speak for that Good Samaritan. I didn't know what it was. I was reporting on it after the fact. But either which way, it was your own actions that fucked you over. Not the Samaritan not the Good Samaritan that brought it up to the attention of that person. Because if you weren't acting like an asshole, there'd be nothing to present. That's the situation. That's the problem. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it all comes back down to self. And it's the one thing, it's one of the many things I should say, that he don't want to address. And at the end of the day, he only had a couple hundred people on stream anyway. He isn't pulling in the thousands upon thousands of dollars because he doesn't have thousands upon thousands of viewers. So you're literally fighting over chump change, just like the vest streak in a lot of ways.
There was Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and how I'd done those sponsorships, and since then the sponsorships disappeared. And I said to him, I'm pretty sure you guys blacklisted me because those sponsorships don't show up anymore. And he insisted that maybe it's a bug or something. I was like, no, I'm pretty sure you blacklisted me. And he never responded. He
has no proof of any of that. And more than likely, he's lying about it anyway. He didn't get blacklisted. He just couldn't play. He couldn't con anybody into the game anymore. Anytime he does a sponsor stream or a bounty board, he has to disclose that. If he has to disclose it, then he knows the trolls are going to be out in full force. So he don't want to do it. And he knows he doesn't have the numbers to make it worthwhile. Which is the reason why the tip goal is a constant thing. That's really what it comes down to. And that, and more importantly, he wants to only focus on the fact that, or I focus on the fact that he gave it glowing reviews. The fact that people called him out on that bullshit is what really gets at him. Because that completely gets rid of, that completely dismantles his whole situation on paid shills and their paid advertising and all that bull crap. He's no different. If those people are whores, let's be honest, if those people are whores, then he's a whore too. Because he's done the exact same shit. And he's actually mad that he can't participate and be a whore like they are. His words, I'm just saying. You know, if a paid shill has no respect or responsibility for the people that they're reporting to, and for the people who take their opinion to with any level of credibility, right, and are willing to act upon it, spending their hard-earned money on this product, as Phil has said many of a time, then that makes them whores. That makes them very disrespectful whores, to be honest with you. Because, as Phil has said, those people have a responsibility to be honest, to the audience at large. But he's not even honest with his own audience. So what the fuck is he talking about? That's what makes him a hypocrite. Semantics.
Again. And that was the last time I talked to him, October of 2018. I haven't had an issue with Twitch since then. So almost 2 years since I had to talk to this guy. So I go to message him and I notice something. His account no longer has...
Didn't you say, though, that... I think he said in the previous episode, I thought. Anyway, but didn't he say that he actually did try to reach out to that contact about some type of preemptive trolling that was about to come about, and he wanted to give him the heads up, and he said the person just completely disregarded it and didn't even pay attention, never reacted to it or reached out to him to let him know about that situation? But now he's saying that the last time he spoke to them was over the bounty board or over the bounty system when he got kicked out of it, allegedly, or he got blacklisted from it. Just something to think about. Just something to think about.
Profile picture on it. He removed the profile picture he used to use, and he's offline. I'm like, uh-oh. So I sent him a message anyway, basically reaching out, and I'm like, hey, you know, I'm not sure what's going on.
So you chose to reach out to a dead account under the suspicion that you knew it was a dead account? Okay.
I'm not sure what's going on at all, and I need your help. Can you give me clarification? Because I'm suspended apparently with no explanation. I don't know what to do. It's now been 6.5 hours. I've gotten no response, and the account never went online again. I get the feeling, much like what used to happen with Machinima. Remember when I was partnered with Machinima?
Give him the thumb. You know, these invisible people that feel like giving the thumb to. It's almost like it's like internet hitchhiking. Like, it's legit internet hitchhiking. That's so wild. God damn, your arms are... Oh my god, Phil. He's got like 60 or 70-year-old man arms. That's wild. That's absolutely wild.
And they always gave me a direct point of contact, and I told you they constantly would have people shuffling around.
I've had pieces of bacon thicker than his arms. That's so sad. It's so sad. He's so malnourished.
I mean, what happened when something changed? I think that's what happened here. I think this guy used to work with Twitch. That was his business Discord account, and he probably doesn't work for them anymore or doesn't have that role anymore, and they deactivated it, removed his profile pic, but it still exists. It's still there, you know, sitting. You can message it, but I got nothing. I got absolutely nothing.
But doesn't it happen to most inactive Discord accounts? They don't actually get rid of the account and then reassign it. They just give you a new account, and then they just leave that there part of the void. That's not completely out of the... That's not completely, you know what I'm saying, like outside of the realm.
Oh. Apparently, I don't have a direct contact with Twitch anymore, at least from what I can tell. Maybe I'm wrong. I'll check it again maybe a couple times later tonight, just in the case that something does change there. But as of right now...
What are you doing with this bug-eyed shit? That's a great screenshot, actually. Look at that. It's like Droopy on meth. Like, what the fuck, Phil? Oh, my God. I'm sorry, Droopy. I'm sorry, Droopy. I didn't mean to bring you up as an example, but I had to. I had to. Look at him. Bug-eyed over the most ridiculous nonsense. So sad.
I don't think that I have a direct contact with Twitch anymore. Therefore, I have no way to reach them besides the message system that I already sent a message.
Yeah,
okay?
You're a commoner now. Sorry, Phil. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? The dark times. I mean, let's be honest. Twitch is going through its dark times right now. Like, there's a... I've brought this person on before. There's an individual by the name of Devin Nash. He was actually... Actually, a quick story. Devin Nash is also a Twitch insider. Kind of like Slasher, but like he's more on the esports type thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he used to run a team, has been part of different esport organizations, I should say. And so he has a lot of insight with Twitch and other big businesses. He's a great individual to listen to if you ever get a chance to. His name is Devin Nash. He's also on Twitter and Instagram too if you ever feel the need to follow him. He gives great financial advice as well as that for entrepreneurs and so on and so forth. He is someone who talks about Twitch from a business standpoint a lot. He actually has the market cornered because there's nobody who actually delves into it like he does. And he has spoken plenty of times that he's afraid that eventually the streamer bubble is going to first form into a bubble, and then eventually it's going to burst. And he has pointed out on numerous occasions, as well as others who have an insight on Twitter about Twitch, that Twitch is not exactly a priority for Amazon. They're just not. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's really, really not. Like, the Amazon business itself is about getting you to buy things that you didn't know that you needed. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's one part of like 3 things, I should say, that Amazon focuses on. And this is if you just really simplify it. But Twitch isn't a big moneymaker for Amazon, if it even makes them money at all. And some people have made the argument, I'm sure Devin has too in some older videos, but people have made the argument that maybe Google should have actually bought Twitch when they had the opportunity, instead of just doing YouTube gaming. And maybe it would have been more beneficial because YouTube is very Google is very ad oriented, right? So slapping a bunch of ads on Twitch and that generating money makes a little bit more sense if Google had ownership over it rather than Amazon. To be honest with you, Amazon pushes Twitch as in for its services, mainly, you know, like Amazon Prime, and then its video sharing and stuff like that. It doesn't have really anything to do with the products except that Amazon sells itself. Now, if Amazon can figure out how to do that, to incorporate the actual buying items with Twitch, right? If they could figure out how to incorporate that into this perfect nexus, then that's a different story. But for right now, Amazon has no need to do that at the end of the day. And so Twitch is really, it's just kind of out there in limbo. That's the reason why Twitch staff was able to get away with the bullshit they were able to get away with for as long as they did. That's the reason why Twitch thoughts are prioritized the way they are in a lot of ways. It's supposed to be a site about gaming. Why the fuck are Twitch thoughts basically got the run of the prison? Why is it that the Just Chat section has at times as many, if not more, than the top viewership, than the top games being played? You know what I mean? Shit, at times it's been known to beat out some of the big tournaments that are being hosted on Twitch. How the fuck did that become a thing? You know what I mean? And that's the problem. And as more and more sites are trying to come into this gaming atmosphere, right? You have to either figure out how you're going to cut the thoughts out, or you have to square away the rules to such a degree to where you force them to either, hey, you're either playing games here or you're not. This whole Just Chat and all that stuff, we're not doing that here. If you want to do that, you might as well go ahead and just be a cam girl or some shit, which most of them are anyway. And Twitch isn't a priority for Amazon, is my main point. It's really not a priority like that. So with that being said, if Twitch ever felt the need to go ahead and cut its ties, or if Amazon ever felt the need to cut its ties, it can, and eventually it will, if that's what ends up happening. Because Twitch can't survive on its own. Someone needs to own them. You know what I mean? And when you see the merger, for example, between Mixer and YouTube and Facebook Gaming, who's to say that Twitch and YouTube Gaming don't have the exact same thing in another, I don't know, 5 to 7 years, I guess. Now, this is something that I'm telling you. I've never heard anybody say this. It may never even happen. Twitch may not even be around in 5 to 7 years. But if a merger does come about, the next big merger, I think it'll be that. To be honest. At least that's my thought process. Unless Amazon can figure out another way to make money off of Twitch. Because it's really not making any money off them now. Not to where it's profitable, I should say. But semantics, we can talk about that at a later time. But me saying that, I should say, gives you an idea of exactly what Phil Brunel's situation is. He's really just hopping from one bad situation to another bad situation to another without any clear-cut what's the word? Without any clear-cut solution or anything stable, like stable in the long term. He doesn't have that. He's never really has. And that's why he looks at situations like this with a strange level of normality. Because he always assumes something bad's going to happen, and he'll just go back to what is very consistent in his life. Begging. It's a scary way of looking at the world, and it's certainly a scary situation to live by. You know what I mean? And not be on the street. But that's what he does.
Now, in addition to that, while I was live streaming earlier, because I did do a live stream to figure out, gee, I wonder what's going on, and I wanted to talk with you guys about it, I live tweeted the Twitter support account. And I set up the tweet so that no one can respond except for them. And I said, hey guys, can you please tell me what the hell's going on with this? Because it's my livelihood. I need to stream, and you didn't give me any reason why I was suspended, nor time period, so I don't know if this is permanent or not. I need an answer. Okay? As of right now, I'll check again. I got nothing. Alright? So we're talking 6.5 hours. I've been banned, suspended, whatever you want to call it, from Twitch, with zero update whatsoever from Twitch. Now, the thing is, as we talked about earlier today, this is exactly the situation that happened with Dr. Disrespect. If everything that he said publicly is to be believed, this is exactly the situation that happened with Dr. Disrespect, where he got banned from Twitch, and it's so weird, you know. It's just so weird the way it happened, because he's one of the biggest guys. He had millions of dollars of contract and everything, and he just gets banned outright. And in that case, Twitch did come out and publicly respond, and what they said was, what they basically said was, well, we ban everyone who violates our policies, whether they're big or small. And that's all they said. They didn't specify what he did wrong or anything. They basically just said
they
no
don't have
one's
to publicly come out and say that. They didn't have to publicly. That's in the terms of service, first off and foremost. That's just a public statement on behalf of the company on what the situation is to try to keep outrage at a minimum. So that wasn't even a public service announcement really for Dr. Disrespect. That was just them trying to lay out the law of the land. Whether you're big or small, if you break our TOS, you will have to face consequences. Secondly, Twitch does not have to come out, and more than likely they wouldn't, come out and tell you directly what someone did to be banned. That's retarded. And that's also public shaming, Phil. Which is the reason why it hasn't happened to you yet. Now I want you to look at his face as I'm talking, because this is the right here is the face of an idiot who has no idea how business actually works. He really don't. He really thinks that Twitch should come out and publicly air what Dr. Disrespect did to kick him off, that got him kicked off the site, or banned or suspended or whatever. He really believes that. But if that happened to him, he'd have a goddamn fit. He'd have a goddamn fit if that happened to him. But this shows you what kind of salacious whore he is, that he would want that to happen to Doc. And Doc is bigger than you. He was working with Twitch for tens of millions of dollars. You are scraping by with what? Maybe, well, actually, I would assume, yeah, he's pulling between 10 and, between 8 and 12, excuse me, 8 and 12,000 a month. So he's scraping by 100,000 a year off Twitch, which is really just from begging. So you're not a priority. Like you associating yourself with Doc, you guys are, there's an abyss between the two of you. It's a gap that Phil Brunel in 10 lifetimes could never close. So why is he doing it? It's ridiculous. It really is. It's really disrespectful, to, no pun intended, that he would actually try to associate himself with Dr. Disrespect. It's like the amount of talent between them is, it's astronomical. It's just it doesn't compute to the mind of someone who has failed at everything that he's ever touched in his life. Jesus Christ. If Spoonie 1 could get his shit together, he would outweigh Phil. Easily. Off sheer talent. Spoonie 1 could do that if he could just get his shit together. God damn it, dude.
And they left it at that. So what does that mean? What rule did he break? Nobody knows, right? So no one knows anything. I have a log that's showing as open status, so that's good. At least it means hopefully someone is looking at the situation. Maybe I'll get a response, maybe I won't. And how long will it take? I don't know. But at least it changed from new to open. It means at least it was assigned or something happened with that, okay? Now, that's what happened earlier today. Then I did a stream, about an hour-and-a-half stream here on YouTube, messing around with YouTube, and just basically talking about my feelings about everything, and we all just kind of shot the shit, and I was trying to see how this chat works on YouTube, which is pretty weird.
And stop picking at that patchy beard of yours, dude. Like I said, it already looks really, really bad. Either shave the shit off or stop picking at it. Jesus.
Quite frankly, it's a mess. Everyone agrees this. Everyone agrees that this is a huge mess. This situation. Okay? So, I don't know. I don't want to continue to stream on YouTube. But right now, there's nothing that I can do right now about it. You know? So, by the way, let's do some shout-outs, and then I got updates. I actually have some updates, some speculation, things people have been saying, just to figure out what is the situation with Twitch here tonight, okay? So, first of all, I Killed Phil to me $4.20. It says, who'd you piss off? We'll give Jasper a pound his noggin for me and let him know Uncle Kill Phil loves him, and we'll get through this. Oh, he knows. Right now, he's exploring my office. Because remember, he doesn't often get to come in here recently. If it is as hot as it's been, he'll probably be able to come in a lot more often coming up. So thank you for that.
Wait,
Richard
you're contradicting yourself, though, because you said that the reason why you couldn't let Jasper into your office is because your space air conditioner would be blowing and it's not good for him, despite the fact that Jasper has fur. Now you're saying that if it's going to be as hot as it has been, he'll be able to come in more often. But that doesn't make any sense, because the hotter Phil's office gets, the more likely he'll use his space air conditioner to cool the office down, which means he's going to keep the door closed, which means Jasper can't come in. Like, are we forgetting our own narrative, Phil? And yet again, where's Cat at? If Jasper starts showing up every day, I'll say this, to kind of go on off of James Lester's speculation. If you start seeing Jasper there every day, then that right there should be something to tell you. That should be something eye-opening at that point. But even then, yeah, because she can't really travel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she really can't travel right now. She's kind of stuck in the state of Washington and whatnot, unless she left before the pandemic. And that would have been, what, February? I don't know.
$6 that I heard Twitch got hacked like Twitter. It makes sense. I mean, maybe they did. Maybe, like I said, at this point, I would leave every avenue open. I seriously would believe anything you tell me, because it happened so oddly, and at the very same time that this happened, all right, at the very same effing time, literally simultaneously with me being suspended from Twitch, Streamlabs crashed, Discord crashed, everything crashed. No one could use anything. What is going on with the internet? I have no idea. Just the weirdest shit happened today. And everyone said it was because the Cloudfire servers got attacked or something. And those are the servers that basically, like, are important and can handle everything. So, I don't know. Alright? But it was insane. Alright? Maybe this whole thing is a mistake. And if it is, great. I'm willing to go right back to Twitch. I liked being there. I was in the middle of playing Ghost of Tsushima for an hour. I was having fun. And I got shut down for seemingly no reason at all. Okay? Phantom Ryu is here and tipped $20. He says, Phil, this shit sucks. I'm sorry it happened to you. Hope it gets ironed out soon. Me too. Because this does suck. Because, you know, I feel I didn't do anything wrong.
So I didn't do anything wrong. I did everything correct. This could be a mistake, but I'd be willing to go back if they just let me back on. But didn't you say when Machinima cut your money, cut your income, I should say, that it was disrespectful and they weren't appreciative of you and you deserved to be able to speak to someone directly to get that situation worked out? But Twitch didn't actually, or sorry, but Machinima didn't actually like ban him from their platform yet. It was just Apocalypse, and they didn't know what was going on. Phil's been legit kicked off of Twitch, and he's willing to go back, seemingly without any type of explanation, if they'll take him back. Well, if that's not whorish, I don't know what is.
If I did anything wrong, they've said nothing. So hopefully this gets resolved. I don't want to go somewhere else. I like streaming on Twitch. I'm serious. Like, I don't want to leave
No
Twitch.
one gives a shit about what you want. As an adult, you have to do what you have to do, which is something that apparently wasn't instilled in the Brunel household. And because he is subjective to the he's subjective to the site itself and the terms and the rules or whatnot, you don't have a say so. You know what I'm saying? If Twitch takes you back, they take you back. If they don't, then fuck off and figure out what you're going to do next.
I want to stay on Twitch. I don't want to go anywhere. I love being on Twitch, streaming on Twitch. I think it's the best streaming platform out there right now. And if I'm gone now for some phantom fucking reason, I don't know, man. I hope not. But thank you for the support. Old Glory, said something insulting, so I'm just gonna ignore that. In fact, I'll shut them down from being able to fucking tip anymore, so they don't troll me all goddamn night. Hold on a second here, guys. Asshole.
Wait, now we're not accepting troll tips anymore? Holy shit! When was that a thing?
Here we go. Okay. Let's see here. Froggins tipped me $1. Last week on Ask the King, you were talking about how things were going well for you, but that there's usually means something bad's about to happen, and I guess you were right. I mean, this is my life. The past 4 months have been amazing. The streams have been positive as hell. People love the streams. People commenting, saying the streams are...
The last 4 months, ladies and gentlemen, has been the best streak. Period. It's a more concise and concentrated way to beg for money. That's what's been going on for the last 4 months. Fuck all this bullshit about streams have been good and all this, that, and the third, and the streams have been positive. All that means is he's been able to collect his $100 every time he streams. That's it. His begging has been consistent for the last 4 months. That's it. The interactions and everything are no better or no worse. He's just able to hit the best. He's able to hit a consistent tip goal. That's all.
The best they've ever been. Contributing, vest streak, 189 straight streams where we're hitting a vest streak, right? It's insanely positive. No one's complaining. No one has an issue with anything on my streams. And now this, out of
because they give him $100, all those complaints about, hey Phil, the game's boring. Hey Phil, can we do something different? Hey Phil, can you try to play this game? All that stuff over the last 4 months allegedly didn't happen? I'm sorry. Really? Give me a second.
Blue. It's like, I'm so tired of it, right? It does. It gets tiring. It saps the energy out of you, and it saps the positivity. Because here I am just trying to do my own thing, have fun, which apparently is what Twitch is supposed to be about, right? And I'm not pissing anyone off. I'm not going out of my way to insult anyone and get into fights or talking about controversial shit. I'm just playing games and having fun. And now this happens. I'm like, well, what do you exactly is kosher for Twitch then? Because what did I do? I have no clue what I did.
Anyway, so sorry about that. So the last 4 months have been insanely positive. There hasn't been any negativity. There hasn't been any trolling, and everybody has loved everything that's gone on. Despite the fact that in the last 4 months, ladies and gentlemen, he's talked about chargebacks. He's talked about how his fan base needs to keep the vest streak going because the detractors, trolls, haters, and critics hate him, and we hate them apparently. And we hate the vest streak, and we hate the fact that he's succeeding, and all the controversy that came off of the bankruptcy. Did he forget what happened over the last 4 months? Wow.
Just when I thought 2020 couldn't get any crazier, no, we're still here to support you. Well, I appreciate that, Spartan King. That's a nice sentiment. And, you know, I said this earlier today on stream, and I'll say it again. No matter what happens, if this is the end of me streaming on Twitch for some reason that I don't even understand, I know I have a dedicated viewership. I know I have a following, both good and bad. I know that I have a lot of people who are there through thick and thin and want to see me continue to be successful. I'm well aware that there's people out there that want to see me fail, but they follow me no matter where I go anyway. You see what I mean? Like, they're still going to follow me even if I end up here on YouTube streaming, or if I end up on another third-party site streaming. They are going to stick with me and support me, and I know that. So I want you to understand something.
You've said multiple times that you wish you could get rid of this detractor menace. He didn't actually word it that way. That's what I'm gonna call it. You've been wanting to get rid of this detractor menace and this negativity that latches onto your hip and rides your coattails. But right here, he's boasting about it. He's even bragging about it to some degree that he has it. That's the first thing. Secondly, if he goes to another site, realistically, the only place he's going to come to is YouTube, because he's already established over here. Even though, excuse me, the establishment of that doesn't mean jack shit. He doesn't want to start anywhere else. He doesn't want to start over anywhere else, nor can he really, because he's dead in the water. He's dead in the water. His best bet is coming here. But even then, he's just coming to the shark pit, and he's going to get destroyed over here. And he has to deal with that shit daily. And all the flagging and all of the complaints to try to get people's videos and shit taken down, at least for Phil, when he's filing it, it's not working. So he's got to let all that go. And there is video evidence that Phil has said, hey, I don't care what people do with my videos on YouTube anymore. So yikes to that. And YouTube's just an archive. Now granted, his viewership would be higher over here, and he could potentially make more money, but he probably won't. He'll probably just make the same amount that he's still making. But he won't be protected though. And he'll have to turn back on the comment section for the gaming videos if he really wants that shit to succeed. That's something to think about, first off and foremost. Secondly, this is not exactly a theory, all right? So, and I admit that this is a bit of a fucking reach. Just saying so. Just prefacing it. Right around the time that the Dr. Disrespect situation was going on, Phil, in a way similar to that of Pro Jared, took an unusual amount of interest in it and wanted to get as much information out of that as possible. Then, when this situation has happened to him, he's tried to ride it just like Dr. Disrespect. He's talking about willing to do interviews now. He wants people to get his side of the story. He wants people to hear what's going on. I've heard that he wants certain game writers or publishers to reach out to him so he can talk to them. I don't know if anything's going to come out of that. It's very strange, and that's all I'm saying. It's very strange that Doc gets shot down, and then all of a sudden Phil goes through a dilemma for 3 days. It's really 2 days, because he got hit on the 17th and then he got hit on the 19th. It's really weird how all of that happened. It's really weird that it initially started with Detractor Twitter getting hit, then Detractors on YouTube, then Phil got hit on Twitter, and now Phil's getting hit on YouTube right off the cuffs of what happened to Dr. Disrespect. That's all I'm saying. It's not exactly a theory, and this is a big reach, but it's really, really suspicious how that happened. And it's suspicious because if you think about it, he made more money on YouTube than he would have made on those 2 days on Twitch anyway. With that being said, it allows him to kind of, one could say, it allows him to test the waters to see how YouTube streaming would work out if a major fallout and or purge, as I told you guys was a rumor that I'd heard, comes to Twitch anyway. Two, he can directly associate himself with one of the biggest gamers on the site, Dr. Disrespect. And as I've already said in this video, or broadcast really, you know what I mean, I've already said that he's a beggar, he's a bum who cloaks himself or who wraps himself in the persona of a gamer. He's not a gamer. He's a bum who tries to pretend to be a gamer. So it's really, really convenient that all this happened. Now, I'm gonna leave it at that because I don't have enough of this not exactly a Theo theory to flush it out. All I'm saying is, this is all I'm saying, it is very, very fucking interesting how all that played out. Very interesting. Keep that in mind as we move forward. DSP News?
I'm not feeling like super nervous about the future. I'm just really frustrated at this point because I've been through the ringer. I've been through every fucking place and I'm tired of this. What did I do this time? It would be one thing if I was the same asshole from back in the day who was talking shit, was making, you know, racial jokes and sexual comments constantly and was getting into beef with people on the internet. I'm not that guy. You know, I'm definitely...
You said back then it wasn't your fault. You said that the people who attacked, that you attacked, you only attacked them because they attacked you first. As it pertains to the racist and sexist comments, you said that people thought it was funny. And you said you were only doing it for humor and that you didn't mean anything by it. And then you said that you took the jokes from Howard Stern. And then you said they were off-colored comments and you were just trying to be funny because YouTube was the Wild West back then and anything goes.
100% not that freaking guy anymore. All right? And that pisses me off. All right?
Not that freaking guy, but wasn't that guy white hot popular and everybody loved everything he did? Isn't that still the guy that you're trying to chase?
Because I actively really worked hard to change myself as a person, to become a better content creator and a better streamer, and to tell me...
Wait, going back to what I've already said, if all of that was just a persona, if all of that was just trying to be funny, because that's what people on YouTube were looking for, and it was all the Wild West and all that bullshit, excuse me, why would you need to actually try hard to change all that? Let's reword that. Why would you have to put effort in changing? Why would you have to put effort into changing a way of thinking and actions that you don't actually believe in and that you're only doing for entertainment purposes? It's almost like him saying, I am a racist and other people were okay with my racism and that's why I did it. But now, racism isn't cool, so now I have to scale that shit back, and I had to work really hard on myself from saying those things and thinking that way so I don't get in trouble. Just as an example. That's funny, Phil, because I thought you said they were off-colored jokes and they weren't meant to hurt anybody, and you just did it because you were just trying to be funny. But now you're actively saying that you did a lot of the shit that you did back then, being assholes to people who had a different opinion of you, going after people who looked different than you did, going after people just because they were more successful than you were. It sounds like that's who you really were, and now you can't do that shit no more, not without any real consequences and repercussions. And you've worked a number of years to dumb yourself down as if you weren't already dumb enough, so you would be less threatening. And in turn, that's the reason why your viewership's garbage. That's the reason why your fan base has dwindled to nothing. And that's the reason why you can barely fight back when anybody comes at you. You have to just sit there and take it. But it's really weird. It's really weird that if he didn't believe in any of those actions, ladies and gentlemen, if he didn't believe in any of those things that he said, then why would he go through the effort of trying extremely hard to change himself? If you don't believe in something, there's nothing to change. You just stop. You just stop doing it. Change comes from the fact that it's ingrained in you. And now you have to do this. If not, you could lose what little you have. That's what change means. Semantics, though. Could be I'm just a brain dead detractor, you know, that nitpicks every little goddamn thing.
Out of the blue, it's still not good enough. You get the boot because we just say so. No even notification of it. That's so unprofessional and disrespectful. So like I said, I hope it's a misunderstanding. I hope it's something that can be cleared up easily. If not, we'll see what happens. But I know you guys are going to be there with me, and I appreciate that, Spartan King. Adam Outlaw tipped me $25. Thank you, Adam Outlaw. That's the biggest tip of the night. Let's get down on the leaderboard.
He's a bum. He's a bum, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, he doesn't make money playing video games, ladies and gentlemen. He makes money begging. That's legit what he is. He's a bum. He's a fucking bum.
That jumps us up to $71 in tips. Then guess what? The Shield Forever tipped me $25. So that got us up to $96 in tips. And then Template Type tipped me $20 and says, I've watched you for years. I appreciate all the laughs. I was introduced to you by your haters, and I hope it all works out for you wherever you go. All right, thank you. So, guess what? Guess what?
Guess what is? I think you owe Tevin an apology. Matter of fact, don't you say that, and I mean Phil, doesn't he say that most of the people who come to him were either detractors or they saw the tractor content and they decided to come out there and check him out and came to the realization that he wasn't as bad as the detractors made him out to be, and that's why now they're fans? So doesn't he theoretically need us more than we need him? Just saying. He needs, at the end of the day, Phil's trying to sustain this extremely small flame. It's not even a fire anymore. It's certainly not a fire pit. It was never, he's just trying to keep feeding this little fire that he has. He's continuing to try to stroke it. And he can't do it on his own. So the detractors help him do so. And in a lot of ways, apparently. And so shouldn't he actually owe us, like, shouldn't he be giving thanks to us? To be honest with you, for keeping him going? And not the other way around? I mean, has Tevin lost any of his popularity since he was on, what was that, shit, what's the name of that site? I'm sorry. Yikes. I can't remember the name of the site. I apologize. I don't mean to be a dick. I legit can't remember what that site is now. Anyway, the other streaming site that Tevin's on, not Mixer, because as we all know, at this point Mixer's gone. But that other site that he streams on. Has he lost any of his popularity since he's gone over there? Has he been hurt any which way? Since Tevin hasn't really been streaming over here on YouTube, hopefully he'll be back soon though, has he lost any of his popularity at all? If he fires up a stream right now, he's going to still pull somewhere in the neighborhood of, I'd say easily, between 15 and 2,000 people. Easy. Because Amber Lynn streams and whatnot are pulling over 1,000 plus people. Easy. It's almost as if, Phil, it's almost as if people who devoted a lot of time to this tend to speak on you when they feel that it's, you know, when they feel like doing it. And they can still go on to do other stuff and be successful at it. It's funny, Phil, that you keep talking about charity and fundraiser streams. Didn't Tevin raise like $10,000 on the last stream he did? It might have even been more than that. It might have been 12. It might have been like 12,000. When was the last time Phil Burnell was able to do a fundraising or charity stream? One stream and be able to get that much. Phil had to beg for 4 straight months to get $20,000. Something to think about.
We hit the tips goal. Completely. All right. Well, I told you guys, if we hit the tips goal, we'll count it. We're counting it. 190.
What do you mean? So yet again, this right here. This is what Phil looks like when he's drunk. By the way, if you look at some of the night streams that Phil's on, you catch this every once in a while, which leads me to definitely know that he's drinking. Anyway, why are you acting like you're surprised that this will make a great screenshot, by the way. That's gonna make an amazing screenshot. Why the fuck are you sitting there saying that it's unprecedented and you weren't expecting to hit the tips goal when you've literally been bitching and complaining for the last however long it's been that if Twitch doesn't take you back, you're dead in the water? Even though you contradicted that by saying that you would have to go to either YouTube or another third-party website and start over. And you've said multiple times in this video that you don't want to do that, that you want to stay on Twitch, that you love Twitch, and you want to continue doing business with them. There's something to think about. This is a great screenshot, though. This is fucking, oh yeah, that's glorious. I got plans for that.
Even though I'm not able to stream on Twitch, we hit the tips goal tonight regardless, and I appreciate that very much, everybody. I do. I appreciate the support. So what kind of vest do you guys want? We got the platinum, we can do the original beige, or we can do the blue tonight. I think the blue probably a bad idea, because it'll blend in with the blue shirt. Alright, we'll do the original. The original vest. The first one.
And in a lot of ways, this vest street thing is, the vest itself is just a cheap knockoff of Dr. Disrespect anyway. Whether he intended it to be that or not, that's really all it is. It's just a cheap knockoff of Dr. Disrespect, which only feeds into my not exactly a Theo theory on why he's so desperate to associate himself with that. It's really weird. And it's not completely planned, obviously, but he's literally, it's like he's winging this on the fly and whatnot so he can get like the same type of attention that Doc is. But he's basically, by almost like self-persecution in a lot of ways. Like, you're in a DMCA claim that isn't something that's completely unusual, because people have been getting hit with DMCA claims all this year. And matter of fact, earlier this year, didn't they just have that thing where DMCAs were starting to come up rampant, and that's why people had to delete their clips and all that other bullshit? So, and as well as other things, by the way, but mainly clips and all that. So DMCAs have been a big thing in 2020 already. This isn't something completely new. This isn't something completely out of the norm. But DMCAs and whatever it was that Doc is in are still two separate things. So why is he still trying to directly associate himself with that?
Alright. And by the way, guys, while I'm standing up, I realized I completely forgot to fill my water during the break, so I'm going to go fill my water. And Jasper, I guarantee you, Jasper is going to sit right here while I'm gone.
Shut the fuck up and get your toilet water, please. And look at this. This isn't even an arm, dude. The fuck? Holy shit, man. This is just bad. This literally legit looks like someone who's never worked out a day in their life at all. I mean, but then again, ladies and gentlemen, the guy can't even lift 50. He can't even lift 50 pounds. He needs a hand cart for that. So this is someone, ladies and gentlemen, who used to have to shower, and he probably still does, but he used to have to shower with a stool. He had a shower stool, I should say, because he couldn't stand up for long periods of time because he said his back hurt. Which leads back, ladies and gentlemen, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, oink, oink, which leads back to why he doesn't shower every day. This lazy fuck legit thinks that showering, bathing in general really, is such a hassle that he would rather do it a couple of days a week than do it every day like normal people. And if he still does use that shower stool, which I wouldn't think is out of the question, do you really see him wanting to put that much effort into it? If you think about it, it makes sense why he doesn't take a shower every day now. Oh boy. Oh boy. We're going to need to investigate that further. But yeah, I just thought about it because there's a video that I'm working on, that I was looking for, I should say, for the second channel, where I wanted to find where that shower stool is. And that's in one of his, that's in one of the old condo walkthroughs, actually. It's in one of the old condo walkthroughs where he shows his bathroom and he shows the shower stool and shit. So that right there in itself was like, I was sitting there thinking, I bet you I can make something funny out of that. And then that started to make, and then it was starting to click that, well, he's admitted that he doesn't shower every day. And I'm thinking, well, are you doing that out of sheer laziness? Or does your back that allegedly doesn't hurt, but sometimes hurts, which is why he has restless leg syndrome, and that's why he has this little puffy thing back there for additional back support. Are you really just that much of a lazy fuck that you don't want to use the shower stool, even though the shower stool's there to make things easier on you, that you would just rather not shower every day just to try to avoid that? It's just, I don't know, it's just leading into a nexus of just weird shit.
He absolutely loves doing this. So I guarantee he's going to sit right. What did I say? He laid down right. I'm going to be right back. I need to sit down here. I'm going to be right back. I'll be right. Give me like 1 second to refill this.
And yet again, I know we've had this conversation before. Why the fuck are you going into your bathroom to refill your fucking water sippy bottle? Like, just go downstairs, dude. Like, just go downstairs. Yikes, man. And didn't he say that he couldn't drink tap water because of, like, heartburn or some shit? Whatever. Or no, or did he say that the Brita water filter or whatever, or purifier, whatever they were using, gave him heartburn? It's one of the two. I don't know. I'm not sure if you guys heard that clink, but that's legit the bottom of the bottle hitting the side of the sink. I don't know why I never noticed that till now.
Oh my god. Alright, now Jasper, you have to move. You cannot be there. I have to sit on the couch. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Get your booty up. Get your kitty booty off it. He's gonna fight me. He's gonna fight me for it. You wanna fight? Oh, we'll fight. We'll have a fight right here on stream. I don't care, buddy. We'll go. Here we go. I'm gonna give him the old rope-a-dope. Ready? I'm gonna give you the rope-a-dope. Are you ready? Come on. Oh, he's gonna bite me. He's gonna viciously bite me. We have a vicious creature on the loose here. We have a vicious creature on the loose. Arr! Arr, you're gonna get me, huh? You're gonna get me? Come on, let's go. Move your kitty booty. No! Get out of there! Get out of there! He's gonna fight me. Get out of here. Come on. What a nut. What a nutty cat. I love that cat. He's a lot of fun. I'm not even kidding. If I could box him, he'll swat at my hands. If we could box back and forth, he's funny as hell. Alright, so anyway, we hit the vest streak. Thank you guys for allowing me to hit the vest streak tonight, even though we can't stream gameplay or anything. Let's continue. There's more contributions coming in. Guys, if you tip me, I can read your contributions. There's no other way that I can really see what you're saying because the stream chat is so out of control and scrolling so fast on YouTube, I can't really read it, but people are tipping, so I can read those. So CC tipped me $1.30, so you should
Yet
name
again,
Jasper.
interactions behind a paywall. And he's thinking, and I think one of the turnoffs for YouTube is trying to convince people that that would be okay. And he can't do it. He hasn't figured out a way to do it, I should say. And there are plenty of people who interact with their chats just fine. LSB, for example, is a great example of that. I'll say, he pulls hundreds of people on his streams. He can reach back and, he can reach back and be able to talk to people. And even if he misses a comment, he just scrolls back up to find it. I don't know how far you can scroll back up, but I assume he can go back far enough to be able to catch what he missed, if need be. But Phil can't do that, though, because he's just so damn popular.
Why? Because he wants to punch me? He wants to box me? That's silly. The Shield Forever tipped me $1.30. Said you skipped my first tip. I did? Shield Forever, you had 2 tips? Wait a minute. No, I didn't. I counted it, dude. I'm sorry. It just took a while. I was reading, I was backlogged. I read your tip out. I'm sorry. Actually, you didn't say anything. You just tipped $25 according to this. So I did give you a shout out, Shield Forever. I'm sorry about that. So that is, hold on. That's $2 more in tips. And then Planet Jeff is here. And Planet Jeff tipped me $20. So we're up to $138 in tips tonight. Thank you, Planet Jeff, for the generous.
So Planet Jeff's there. And he just heard, I would assume, your situation, Phil, with you being banned off Twitch. And you're not sure if you're going to be able to go back or whatnot. And you may have to go to YouTube or some other third-party site so you can continue to make your living. and all he can do with his dead wife's insurance money is give you $20? Yikes. That's that doesn't sound like being very loyal to me, Phil. Just throwing that out there.
Contribution. He says the following. What the F? I'm sorry, dude. It seems more like a mistake or a hack. You've been an extraordinary positive influence for a while. This is absolute nuts, and I agree. It would have been one thing if
that's another thing he does too. Now, if any of you guys have been keeping up with the whole Planet Jeff situation, whenever Planet Jeff gives a donation, Phil jumps onto his phone. Now, I don't understand why, because if this guy right here was impersonating Planet Jeff, he would be able to, however he does that, he would be able to discern that. He'd be able to see that. And I'm not saying that Planet Jeff is the only person that he does it for, but he's certainly the only person that he does it for consistently. It's very, very weird. It's almost like either Planet Jeff has had his information compromised at one time or another, and he reached out to Phil behind the scenes about it, and that's why Phil double checks it, or Phil don't really trust Planet Jeff despite all the money and all the time he's been around. I don't know, but it's very, very strange. The next time you see a Planet Jeff donation, you might see what I'm talking about. But every time I've ever seen Planet Jeff donate, Phil immediately jumps onto his phone to verify.
As a controversial streamer, if I was known as someone who gets into trouble all the time, or if I was known as someone, you know, who's pushing the edge and, okay, finally he got what was coming to him, I have no clue what happened. This is like a shot in the dark complete. I'm speechless. I have no idea what happened. And apparently Twitch doesn't either because they didn't tell me. I'm still waiting. The logs just still shows as open. And I'm going to check my email again. No email, nothing from Twitch. So I have no clue what's going on. What I would assume is they're checking on it. The fact that it shows as open is that someone's checking on it right now. Okay? Let's see here. So, okay, so here's a troll. We're going to get rid of them.
Why are you checking your email on your laptop? Why don't you just do it on your phone like you did just a minute ago when you were trying to verify if Planet Jeff came through with the money? Just something to think about.
Get rid of this idiot. Noah Taylor took me $1.50. Said, I'm sorry you got suspended or banned, whichever it was. You don't deserve it. We love your content, and I'm sorry. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that sentiment, Noah. And thank you for the support. Let's see here. Henny took me $1.30 and says, stay strong. I love you, no homo. DSP World Order for life. Thank you. Kondeka took me $4.20. Says, here's some catnip for Jasper and love for DSP. Thank you very much, Kondeka. And Hunting Owl to me $1.30 said, what's the story? You find out what happened. All right, well, that's what I'm getting to. All right, hold on. So that's another $6 in tips. I'm getting to it because I have updates for you guys. I do. All right. So thank you guys for the support tonight. So here's the deal. I took my dinner break after doing that 2-hour stream earlier, and people are going, of course, crazy on the internet trying to figure out what's going on, all the speculation. So the first thing
okay, first retard. That's not an update. Speculation is speculation. And doesn't Phil say speculation is bad because all the speculation against him is unfounded, crazy conspiracy theories, it has no base whatsoever, so it shouldn't exist? Just throwing it out there. Semantics. But we already know what the updates are. He's trying to reach out to Twitch. He still hasn't heard anything. Any contact that he had, or his previous contact, is more likely no longer with them. And he was able to, Twitch finally opened up his logs so they can look into his case. That's the updates. Now, we're getting into that crazy detractor fucking speculation and theory shit that is unfounded, and it's a bunch of isn't it a bunch of people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about? Okay, sure.
Piece of information that would lead someone to believe that I am permanently banned from Twitch would be people get their subscriptions to my channel Darksydephil on Twitch refunded. That would be step one, because that's exactly what happened with Dr. Disrespect. So he was banned, And within hours, everyone who had subbed to Dr. Disrespect all got emails and refunds for their
But
sub.
like I said, that's subjective. That doesn't happen to every Twitch partner who gets banned off the site, that people get refunded within hours. Some people it takes days. Yet again, if you're using that as your measuring stick, you're a fucking moron.
Okay? That didn't happen. That didn't happen at all. People are telling me no one's got refunded. Okay? Now, I'm checking the situation. I'm constantly asking people. And people are saying, no, we didn't get refunded. If you see someone online who said that, they're trolling. Because I started checking the accounts because people on Twitter were like, oh, bad news, I got refunded. Then I checked their account. Yeah, it's a detractor who literally tweets negative about me all the time. And they're being idiots. Okay?
Thank you, Phil, for confirming what I've always been saying, ladies and gentlemen, that he's knee-deep in detractor Twitter. Knee-deep in detractor Twitter. There are people on detractor Twitter that aren't blocked. There are plenty of them that are like myself, who are part of the Gentleman's Club, who got banned or got blocked, and I never even tweeted at them. But then you have other detractors who aren't blocked, I should say. I don't think Phil follows any of them, but they're not blocked. And that's how Phil gets his information on other people. Usually through them. And when I mean through them, I mean he goes ahead and he goes over there and he looks through their accounts and see who they're tweeting at, and then that's how he essentially gets his information. So he's stalking detractors, basically. Which I've told you that. That's what he does on Twitter. He stays knee-deep in detractor Twitter, and he stays knee-deep in Kiwi Farms. Thank you, Phil, for coming out and admitting that.
So, that being said, I don't think, in that regard, that's any evidence that I've been permanently banned, all right? Now, someone said there's a page on Twitch that you can go to, and it's something like I don't know if it's like stores.twitch.com or marketplace.twitch.com. It's something like that. And when you go through there, all right, when you go through there, you go to a page where you can buy things from each streamer's page. And they're saying that if you're suspended and you can come back, it still lets you buy a sub. But on my page, it says this is not possible. Like this action is not performable, or you don't have permission to do this action, or something like that. Okay. So on the one hand, no one's gotten refunded for their subs or anything like that. But at the same time, you got someone saying, well, you can't buy a new sub from this page, therefore Phil is permanently suspended or permanently banned. So
why the fuck would you want to buy a subscription for an account that is currently banned and or suspended? What sense does that make? Which would only give Twitch even more incentive to not allow you to do that. So why did you even bring that up? That's not even evidence. That's just common sense. If this account is banned or suspended, you can't buy a sub, or you can't donate to them, or you can't cheer them or whatever. That kind of makes sense. Which is the reason why you're asking people to use Streamlabs right now than to, oh, I don't know, leave you instead of gifting subs or bits. He's literally grasping at whatever he can. Oh shit, and I thought I was the reach god.
And said maybe I'm not permanently banned. Another piece of evidence says maybe I am. Okay. Oh my god, excuse me. Now in addition to that, people who are subscribers of mine are telling me they can still use my emotes on other channels. They're able to go to another channel and use my emote as if I've never been banned. So they're like, that must be a sign that he's only suspended, not banned. Because if he were banned, his emotes would have been permanently removed from the site and all of that, and that hasn't happened. The emotes are still there. Why would they allow people to go around using people's emotes if someone was permanently banned? Okay? So in that regard, oh, maybe Phil's not permanently banned, all right? Because it seems like people can use the emotes. Now, someone on Twitter, and don't quote me on this, I don't know anything about this, apparently there's a way to look into the coding of channels on Twitch. And if you look in the coding,
yeah, just like how you can look into the codings for channels on YouTube, and you can find out what their status is, like if they've been blacklisted or not, or if their YouTube channels are considered limited, and so on and so forth. People have broken that a long ass time ago. Phil's not going to do that, so yet again, why are you bringing that up, Phil? If you were going to pig whistle for someone to do that, I'm sure you've already done that behind the scenes.
it'll show you.
He's legit trying to get people to do the work for him. He's legit trying to get people to go around and do the footwork for him. That's exactly what this is. I'm sure you guys have all picked that up by now.
The actual, you know, the code. If someone is still assigned as an affiliate or a partner, and when someone is actually permanently banned from Twitch, it removes that status, and it would say, no, you're not an affiliate or a partner. So someone went in there and said, no, it says that I am still a partner. So if that's the case, that means that maybe I'm just suspended and not banned. So you see, it's like conflicting information. The subs did not get refunded. People can still use the emotes. There's coding that's claiming that I'm still a Twitch partner, right? But people are saying you can't currently buy subs for my channel, which only happens when someone's permanently removed. So it doesn't seem to make any sense. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much different information on one side or the other that it doesn't seem that there's any way to concretely come to a conclusion about what's going on or figure this out. It's very confusing, to say the least, with all the information and misinformation that's being spread around. Especially, oh yeah, I got refunded my sub. No one did. Everyone's like, nah, it's bullshit. Okay? So that's really stupid. Really, really stupid. Okay? Also, please, guys, I want you to know something. Don't believe the idiotic speculation and conspiracy theories from my detractors. It's stupid. Alright? They're going to say Phil made racist jokes and shit. None of that happened. None of that happened whatsoever. The first hour of Ghost of Tsushima was great. There was no racist commentary nor racist jokes in there whatsoever. All right. The most risque thing that I said. So a guy runs into a house with a sword and says, "Give me your rice." And I said, well, I don't even remember how I said it, but I said something about.
Yeah, stop. I didn't say anything racist, guys. Don't believe my detractors. I didn't say anything racist. Nothing racist ever happened. Never said anything at all. Okay? Don't believe any of that. Nothing racist. The only thing risque I said was someone ran in and said, "Give me your rice." Now I don't know how. Well, I don't know how I said it though. It sounds like someone who did something. He certainly isn't, you know, immune, right? He obviously did something, and we're trying really, really hard to downplay it. Fucking idiot.
Uncle Ben's, no, you can't have it. That's racist now, you know. Or you got to get woke. You can't have Uncle Ben's rice anymore. That's not a racist joke. That's a topical joke to the point that, yes, Uncle Ben's rice has said that they feel that their branding is actually racist and they're going to change it. That's not racist at all. That's not even a commentary one way or the other saying I agree or disagree with it. It's just a topical joke. That's not a bannable offense on Twitch. That's stupidity if you believe that. And if that's actually...
Didn't someone get banned for just saying transgender? I'm just saying, like, it's like, if they're banning people for that, then the fuck wouldn't they catch you for that? Because they can actually hit you on two fronts. They can hit you for, one, you're playing a game that is centered around Asian culture, and rice is one of the staples of their diet. And then you're going to bring up Uncle Ben's rice, which I didn't even know that was a hot topic, let alone why would I care? But, like, you know what I'm saying, about that situation, you're bringing that up. And then you think you're immune of it? You're immune from it because it's a topical joke? Whatever.
Is all about? That's ludicrous. And I'll be honest with you. If that's actually what this is all about, I don't know if I want to be on Twitch anymore. I'm just being honest. If they're going to tell me that a topical joke about a current event that didn't even give a political position one way or the other, just mentioning the event is somehow construed as a racist commentary and therefore I'm going to get suspended, I'm not going to stay on Twitch. I'll tell you right now, I'm out of there. I'm not.
Wait,
if that's the
you're pulling a machinima now? Now, this idiot left the platform the first time because they wouldn't let him raise his bitrate. Now he wants to leave over just blatantly what was a stupid joke. And yet he gets mad when people call him a joke because of his decision making. Think about that. He's not mad. He's not mad because he had all these prior offenses that he did, right? And people let him off the hook essentially for it. No, he's mad now that the one time he actually does get disciplined, and he doesn't like what he's getting disciplined for, so now he wants to leave. How the fuck are you going to leave something that you're already banned and or suspended from anyway. You don't get to make demands like that. That's like you getting fired from your job and then you come back in the next day and say, I quit. Huh? You're still here? You weren't escorted off the premises? The fuck you mean you quit? You already got fired, bitch.
I'm done. I'm completely 100% done with that crap. Okay? So we'll see what happens, but don't believe the nonsense. Don't believe the conspiracy that people are coming up with. There was nothing controversial on my stream earlier that would have warranted a suspension or a ban. In fact, it was pretty tame because there was no real, like, major political discussion.
No, it was pretty lame. That's what he actually means to say.
We do get into political discussion about stuff that didn't even happen on the stream. Okay?
The fuck do you know about politics and you don't even vote?
So I don't want to hear that bullshit. It's bullshit. Okay?
No, what is bullshit is hearing someone talk about politics and they're too lazy to get the fuck up off their ass and go and vote.
Now, there's another possibility. By the way, a ton of contributions came in. I will give shout-outs, but there's another possibility here, and I really hope this isn't what happened. Okay? So for those of you who know, you know the situation with my Twitter account. You know the fact that right now my Twitter account has no profile picture on it. I wonder if I can actually show this. No, actually,
someone
I can't.
Pull the Vaseline out for him.
As stupid as this sounds, it never updated on the app. The mobile app still shows my picture. It's only on, like, my desktop that it doesn't show up anymore for some odd reason. But basically, I started getting lots of false DMCA takedown claims against my Twitter account about two months ago from this guy. Supposedly his name is Super Burnout. He's been doing false claims against everyone on the internet. He's been impersonating me. He's been impersonating game developers and other companies, lawyers. He's been impersonating a ridiculous amount of people to illegally take down tons of content on the internet. That's the reason why my Twitter has no profile picture and no banner. I took a picture of my own face with this fucking phone. I took a selfie picture and put it up there, okay? Then I took a picture of Jasper and put it as my banner, and both of those got taken down for DMCA takedowns. Obviously, Twitter doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, right, in regards to DMCA takedown. Now, here's the thing, all right? You would think that if this is the case, that this is like some kind of a deal with DMCA takedown issue, and somehow my account got suspended because of that, number one, what could be taken down? I mean, the game. Everyone's streaming the fucking game on Twitter, on Twitch. That can't be it. Music. I don't play music except for YouTube video music, which is my own legal property because it's my voice being played. It's only my own remixes of my own voice. Could it be the fan art? I mean, maybe the fan art's what screwed my YouTube channel over years and years ago. But Twitch is well aware of the trolls, and I would think, you would have to think, Twitch has probably gotten a ridiculous amount of false DMCA takedown requests against me over the years. You would think that every piece of fan art I ever use, all, you know, especially if this guy realized that he could do this on Twitter, you would think, I'm going to go to Twitch immediately and start doing it there too. Yet it's been 2 months and nothing on my Twitch. Same thing on my YouTube. YouTube has cleared that shit up. They don't put up with that shit anymore. They don't entertain that nonsense. So my question here is, if it is a DMCA takedown, why now? Why today of all days? How did it affect? It doesn't seem to make sense. You would think this would have been something that would have happened months ago, right? But the reason that people
not really. So if I remember correctly, Tevin's birthday was on the 17th when all this happened. So that's a hell of a birthday gift, whether Tevin wanted that or not. Praise be. So that's the first thing. So he hit you on Tevin's birthday. Happy belated birthday to Tevin. I think I said that on Twitter, though. But if not, I did. Happy belated birthday to the almighty Tevin. Then you got hit when 2 big games are coming out, right? So that fucked you. Like, I mean, we don't need a 3. Theoretically, whoever it was that did this caught him for the gusto. He caught him slipping in the he caught Phil slipping in the worst way possible. Yikes. I mean, is this a suitable retaliation for Tevin, Bill Purnell, and they call me Tex getting kicked off of Twitch? No, not at all. But you know, it's something. But is it suitable? No, it's definitely not eye for an eye.
Believing this, all right. The reason that people are believing this is because that guy, Super Hound Media or Super Burnout, is it Super Hound? I think it's Super Hound Media or something like that. That guy apparently had some burner account, another fucking burner account, and this morning he tweeted, "Oh, I've been in contact."
That's funny.
With
He actually did call him Super Burnout before he said Super Hound. Did anybody catch that? That's kind of funny.
Behind the scenes, and they're going to get Phil taken down today for DMCA or something like that. He said something like that. That he didn't reference Twitch. He just said he was going to take me down for DMCA. So, could that be what it is? Could it be that he had some kind of a thing that was built up, you know, over time, and he was just waiting to submit it for some reason, and today of all days is the day he decides to do it, the day when Ghost of Tsushima comes out? I don't know. I'm as confused as you guys. Could that be it? I mean, like I said, at this point, I would believe anything. At this point, I would believe it's a complete mistake. At this point, I would believe someone there literally thinks that me just referencing Uncle Ben's rice is racist when I'm actually making a topical joke about the situation, not even saying an opinion one way or the other. All right? I would believe that it's a DMCA takedown. I would believe any of it. But really, for me, what I got to do is sit here and carefully consider what I want to do. Because if this is a situation where I'm suspended and they're not getting back to me, tomorrow, do I sit and not stream all day? Right? Do I literally sit and not stream? And say I'm not going to work? I choose to actively not work and make money that I need to be raising to pay my bills and pay my taxes and you know, provide for my family because they suspended me with no explanation. Again, I explained this earlier today. I am not Dr. Disrespect. Okay? I'm not.
Provide for my family? Doesn't Catherine have a job? Just saying. And doesn't your parents actually, realistically, doesn't your parents really contribute all of the financial necessaries for Jasper? I know, I'm being a dick, but you know, just throwing it out there.
Not a guy who had a bajillion people following him, making millions of dollars a year. I didn't have a millions of dollars contract with Twitch. I don't have a TV show in the fucking works. The only money I make is right here, right now on stream. This is it. This is all of my...
Jesus Christ, you heard how bitter he was about that? You heard how jealous he was? It's funny for someone who allegedly only worries about himself and his streams in his own community. Boy, he was watching Dr. Disrespect's pockets heavily. Heavily. Did you hear how angry he was starting to get as he was naming off all the assets that Dr. Disrespect had? Yikes.
My income. There's no behind the scenes sponsorships and dealings. If I can't stream, I can't live. So if Twitch decides like this, oh, we've decided that, you know, for whatever reason, we shut you down. If they don't get back to me in a reasonable amount of time, which I'm going to say right now is 24 hours from the moment when they turned off my stream, then I'm just going to have to go somewhere else. Okay, I'm just being honest. I'm going to have to. I can't not work. I don't have that leisure. I don't have that ability to say I can't.
Begging
I'm not
is working. That's so good. That's so good. Oh my God, begging is working. Oh, that's crazy.
Working for an extended period of time because Twitch just decided to do this out of the blue. Okay, I need a definitive answer from Twitch about what is going on within the next, well, what's it? It's now almost 8 p.m. So they banned me or suspended me at 1 p.m. today. I need an answer by 1 p.m. tomorrow. And if I don't get any satisfactory response from them on what the hell's going on, if there's a way to review or reverse the suspension, or if I get nothing, I'm done. I'm sorry, and that sucks because I really, really like Twitch. Like I said, I really enjoy being with them. I want to continue to stream on Twitch. I don't want to have to come to YouTube. I mean, you guys right now who are live on the stream are looking at the stream chat. Do you see this mess? And by the way, we have moderators. But YouTube chat is completely and utterly uncontrollable. It's just not. There's no actual way to control a YouTube chat. People who stream full-time on YouTube have disgusting messes like this all the time.
How would you know?
Okay. So I don't know, man. Like, we'll see. And the thing is, right now, being honest, the only place that I could stream immediately with really no hiccups would be right here on YouTube. I could get a stream going. The only thing would be, obviously, like I told you guys, right now, all I have enabled is tips. Why do I only have tips enabled? Because tips are completely separate from Twitch and from YouTube. They have nothing whatsoever to do with those. Zero. Okay? Zero. So, nothing that I do with tips violates anything. Now, if I start streaming on YouTube and I start monetizing, if I turn on advertisements on the streams, the live streams, I should say. If I turn on Super Chat, which is their version of cheering with bits. If I turn on paid subscriptions, same that they have over on Twitch. Technically now, that's a major violation of the contract that I have with Twitch, all right? And Twitch could just say, oh, we're violating your contract, or we're terminating your contract, okay? Well, fair enough. I mean, if they're not going to tell me what's going on, I got to work, so I guess you terminate my contract, right? So that's kind of the way I'm seeing it right now. Is, you know, if I don't get a definitive answer by 1 p.m. tomorrow on what's going on and give me a time frame and a resolution path, I have to move on from Twitch. I can't just sit here with my thumb up my butt and not work. I have to make money, okay? I have to pay my bills. This is ludicrous. Like, imagine if you're at your job and you're told, well, you know, maybe you could work today, maybe you can't. We'll tell you in 3-4 days maybe, or maybe we'll never tell you. Just sit at home and don't come to work today. What? Like, huh? That's not how life works. So I need to know what the hell's going on, okay? So that's the deal. Like, I can't wait longer than, say, 24 hours. So that's my attitude. Let's see what happens, all right? When Twitch contacts me, if they even do, I'll definitely let you guys know what I hear from Twitch, and I'll give you an update. This is
kind of silly because it's almost like... It's almost like he's trying to quit before he gets fired. Or he's fired already, and he's trying to quit, and he's trying to come back and quit so he can have the last word. It's one of the two. It's really silly, though. It's really silly. Because he's kind of walking himself right down that same path like Machinima. And we all saw how that did not work out. And Twitch did not lose not a wink, not an iota of sleep when he left the first time. Do you think they'd give a hot fuck if he left the second time, whether he's suspended or not?
You figure out what we're going to do moving forward, all right? But right now, I've heard nothing. The log is open. If I get any response, I'll let you know, and we'll go from there and figure it out, all right? I don't want to leave Twitch. I want to stay there. I can't imagine what is going on and how I'm banned, okay? Lots of shout-outs to do, and then I got some more stuff to talk about, okay? AXR Seb to be $10. So sorry to hear about what's going on with Twitch. Would you be open to an interview about your career as a content creator and your recent ban? Would like to hear your story. I'm not doing any interviews or anything until everything gets settled. Like, that'd be pretty ludicrous for me to start doing an interview now when I have no idea what's going on or what my future is or anything. So, right now, the answer is no. Maybe long-term, but not now. Okay? Chungus Among Us to be $1.30 and says, first Dr. D, now Phil, who's next? Right? Apparently, no one is safe. That's what I mean. Like, I swear to God, I don't do anything on my streams that would be violating Twitch rules. So why this happened, I have absolutely no idea whatsoever. Crabcock tipped me $1.30. He said, this tragedy will not stop me from finding out what you had for dinner tonight. I had leftover macaroni salad that my wife had made 2 days ago. And I had a bowl of frozen...
I don't know. We scaled... We had to scale that back down a bit. We were a bit hesitant to say anything about that one. That's kind of scary. Did Kat make it a couple days ago? Did she make it a few days ago? Do you not know the difference between a couple and a few? Did she even make it? Did you even have macaroni salad? Or was it just turkey burgers again? Just throwing it out there.
Chicken ramen, shoyu ramen, that we had gotten at Costco Made it in the microwave oven. It was quick. It was like 5 minutes. It was amazing. It's probably the best like quick instant ramen I've ever had because it was frozen rather than being like this salty, disgusting, you know, preserved broth like most of them are. It was flavorful as hell. It tasted seriously good because it was frozen. It could retain the good fresh ingredients and it tasted great. So that's what I had for dinner. All right, so hunting owl to me $1.30.
Because it was frozen, it could retain the fresh ingredients? I know what he meant, but I'm just being a dick.
Thank you very much, hunting owl. Bandito to me $1. So maybe it's my racist behavior from way back in the day catching up with me. Here's the thing, though. I've been on Twitch before, you know, I was on Twitch back when I was still acting like that. You know what I mean? And that was fine. And then I left Twitch to come to YouTube to stream exclusively for YouTube. And then I came back to Twitch, and I've been with Twitch since late 2017. So another 3 years. Now, out of the blue, they decide to ban me for shit I said years ago? I don't think so. I don't think that's what's happened, especially because I didn't say that stuff on their streams. You know? Jasper, what are you doing? You trying to go? Oh, okay, he's trying to go in the closet. That's okay. All right, hunting out. Thank you for another $1 tip. Super Batcat tipped me $5.50 and says, "We will keep watching no matter where you end up streaming." And I know that. And I appreciate that level of support. I appreciate that level of confidence that you guys know that I'm not giving up. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to keep streaming no matter what. I just got to figure out where it's going to be, you know. And again, I want it to be on Twitch. I just don't know if it's going to happen. Well, someone whose name I don't know would be considered offensive or not. Tip me $6. I'm not going to say it out loud, but he says, "Hope you can still do Animal Crossing streams. Do you give Kat any input on stuff to add, or do you let her take the reins? Thanks for sticking around." We talk about it. Like, she tells me about stuff that she's doing on the island, and if she asks for my input, I'll give it. A lot of the times, I don't know what she's doing. She just tells me after the fact, and it's cool because it's a surprise for when I play the next time. You know, she plays it way more than I did. Zane, or XANE, tipped $1.30. Says, "Doesn't Twitch have in the terms of service all changes, warnings, suspensions should be informed beforehand? If yes, aren't Twitch violating their own terms of service?" I don't know if they have that or not. I would have no clue. They didn't do that for Dr. Disrespect. And I can tell you, this happened before. All right, this happened to me once before in 2018. And when this happened to me once before, I was pissed. I was like, I was live streaming. You shut me down. You didn't email me to tell me right away what was going on. At that point, I contacted my guy. You know, back then, I still was talking with him. And I said, "This is ridiculous. You know, it's one thing if you're violating, but why'd you turn off the stream live in the middle of it? Why didn't you give me a heads up? Why didn't you let me know what's going on so I could tell my audience?" And he apologized profusely. He said, "You're right. We did the wrong thing. We should have definitely given you the heads up and let you know what was going on. And I'll work behind the scenes to make sure that kind of stuff doesn't happen again." That was 2.5 years ago.
You're lying, though, because Twitch, when they pull your stream down, they don't have to give you a pre-recorded excuse for why they're doing it. Your stream comes down. Whatever the violation is, your stream comes down. Then your handler, your CEO, will notify you after the fact. The fact that Phil said that you should have told me first so I can tell my audience, fuck your audience. At the end of the day, fuck your audience. In the middle of the stream or not, it doesn't matter. Once the violation is identified, it takes you down. So this story right here that he made up all those years ago, because when he said it, it was initially, when he first said it, it was bullshit. I knew it then and I know it now. They don't do that. Everybody gets pulled down right away. They just get pulled down. It is what it is. Only Twitch thoughts get like text messages and shit, or get like a Discord message saying, "Hey, your thing's about to go down. Yeah, here it goes." You know what I'm saying? In like 30 seconds. And then you'll hear them say, "Okay guys, being taken down. See you guys on Twitter." Click. Either way, they don't have to give you a preemptive excuse. When it's time to go down, you go down. Period.
The present day, Dr. Disrespect just had this happen to him 2-3 weeks ago. Of course, they don't care about small potatoes like me. They're going to treat me the same way, right? Okay? People are saying the Twitch account is back. My account is back. Are you serious? The account is back. All right, let's see. I wonder if people are trolling me or if this is true. Let's find out. Oh. Yeah, my log has been turned into resolved. Okay, let's see what's going on. Oh, I got an email. All right, let's see what this is. I got an email back from them. Oh my God, live, we live, we figured this out. All right, this could be great news. I'm trying to get the fucking email to load. It's not loading. Oh, here it is. Hold on. Live update. Yes. I was suspended because of a Digital Millennium Copyright Act strike. Fuck this shit. Oh, no, you didn't, you motherfucking piece of shit cocksucker. Mark my fucking words. I'm coming for you. I'm gonna find out who
stop. Stop. He doesn't believe those empty threats like any more than anybody else has. You try to threaten Tevin with that same bullshit. No one was scared then. No one's scared now. Jesus Christ, Phil. All he's gonna do... Fuck it. I'm here to watch the trash fire. Go ahead. Go ahead. He got you taken down for what, 6 or 7 hours or whatever the case may be? You think the next time it's going to be any easier? You think the time after that's going to be any easier? By saying, motherfucker, I'm coming for you. Really? Absolute fucking retard. You can't even get up off your love seat to save your own ass, and you think you're going to be able to go after somebody else? Come on, man.
Fuck you are. You motherfucker. You're going to send me false copyright takedowns against my Twitter account. Excuse me, my Twitch account. You are fucked. Let this be noticed live on the internet. You're fucked. I'm going to talk with Twitch about this. I'm going to make sure this doesn't happen again. And you are done. I am not going to let these motherfucker try to fuck with me.
First off, you talking to Twitch and thinking that's going to be a guarantee if you can preempt your situation now means jack shit. Because if, as with YouTube, if they feel like they're going to be threatened, they're just going to take action. Period. Whether that's against your interests or not. That's the first thing. So we can shut that up right now. Secondly, you're going to threaten a dude who's gone after bigger content creators than you and have been successful in fucking with them. What the fuck are you going to do to stop any of that, dude? Really, what are you going to do to stop that? And then you're going to threaten the guy too. Oh boy. This summer should be amazing. I can't believe you're this stupid. I really can't. I mean, I should be able to believe this, but I really can't. I cannot believe this is how fucking stupid you are. You're going to fuck yourself royally because you're a goddamn dumbass. God, Jesus Christ.
In my livelihood. No. Absolutely, positively fucking no. You're not going to shut down my fucking stream. You're not going to put my life on pause because you're a little dingleberry piece of fucking shit stuck to the ass of everyone else who's a responsible human. You're not going to get away with breaking the fucking law and doing this shit to me. You're done. I'm so pissed right now. Okay? But here's the thing, and here's what I don't understand. I don't know how to do this. They're telling me to appeal they're telling me right now to appeal this DMCA takedown, but I can't because I have no information about it. I never received an email. I never received a notice. I never received anything stating what this was at all. Okay? I never did. So because of that, I don't know what this is. You know what I mean? Like, if I had gotten a notice that said, here's what was claimed, I don't even know what was claimed. All right, here's what we'll do. This is an interesting live stream, isn't it? Let's fucking try to figure this out right now. Okay? Let's try to figure this out.
So you're going to threaten a guy and then say you're going to go to Twitch and make sure this never happens again, and you don't even have a grip, a grasp on what the situation is itself and how to resolve it. Wow.
Right now. And by the way, I got more shout-outs to do and stuff, but I'm going to, give me a second, I'm going to walk over to my PC, all right, And I'm going to try to figure this out. I'm going to try to let you guys know what was claimed. Give me a sec. I'm going to leave the mic on. I got to go do it over there. I can't do it on this laptop. This thing will never fucking work. Okay? Let's figure this out. Let's see. Let's see here. Ugh. Hold on. Stupid thing. So, here it is. Okay. My channel is live now. Oh, my shit was... Are you kidding me? My shit was removed? It says I only have 9,000 followers. What?
I mean, once you remove all the troll accounts, well, I don't know, let's say 30,000 after you remove all the troll accounts, but whatever, you know what I mean.
Oh my god. I don't even know where to go. Okay, hold on. So let me give you guys an update. I'll let you know what's going on, what I'm looking at right now. So I just brought up my Twitch channel. It's back, but number one, it seems like the badges are gone. Like, you know, people who, the people who have subscribed and the people who, wait, what? What's going on? I'm trying to read what people are saying. They're all fake accounts anyway. Do I have pants on? I'm wearing shorts. I think your followers are slowly coming back over time. No, I think people are re-following now. I think people are re-following. Alright, so I went over there. Number one, it seems like all the badges are gone. Like, you know how you earn a chat badge for being a certain month-long follower and all of that? It seems like the whole thing got reset. Like, why? I was suspended for something I didn't do, and now you removed my badges? What's that? In addition, it looks like I only have 9,000 followers now. I had over 80,000. Now I have 9,000 followers? What the fuck? Followers up to 11,000 now? You lose all your followers when you get banned. Jasper, could you please relax? I'm trying to talk to people and figure this out, man. It'll come back over time, people are saying. You still see the badges? Some people are saying they see the badges. Alright, here's what we'll do. Let's do shout-outs for people who contributed. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to switch back over to Twitch. I'll stream over there, obviously, because that's where I want to fucking be to begin with. and we'll try to figure this out. I got to figure out, what is this DMCA takedown? Where do you even go to find it? I don't even know where it is. I don't even know where the DMCA takedown is. I don't know what it's against. I never got any notice. So what kind of a broken-ass dumb fuck system does Twitch have that they suspend my account with no notice? It's a DMCA takedown. That makes no sense.
Most of the stream sucking Twitch off, finally gets back, then threatening to leave, then finds out it's a DMCA takedown, then threatens the person who gave him the DMCA, now starts shitting on Twitch again. That sounds like the Phil Brunel circle.
It doesn't make any sense at all. Okay? I've had it. I'm done with them. This is nonsense now. This is all getting... I'm telling you right now, this is all getting resolved. I'm not putting... I refuse to have my account on Twitch compromised like this because their system sucks. They're done. I'm not putting up with this. I'm telling them, you fix this now or I'm done with you guys. I'm serious. I'm not... Every day, I'm not going to have my channel threatened to be shut...
Oh, you see how his chest ain't all pumped out now? So now they let him back onto the site. He's got his account back. Now he's saying, oh, I want to leave. If you guys don't fix this shit right now, I'm going to leave. So now we're going to quit before we get fired again. Wow.
Down because some idiot troll is abusing a system and Twitch is too fucking stupid to figure it out. This shit's getting resolved this weekend or I'm not using them anymore. It's that simple. Alright, shout outs. Let's see here.
He literally sat here for the better part, for almost an hour, at least in his time, going over, crying about how he wants to come back, how he didn't do anything wrong, that he really loves Twitch, is the place to be, is the place to stream. Now he's back on, and he's finally back on. He got his account back. Now it's, if these guys don't fix their broken ass system for me right now, I'm gonna leave and I'm never gonna come back. Spent all that time kissing Twitch's ass, wanting to come back. Now that he's back, right? Now he's back. Now all of a sudden he's threatening to leave again. Sure. Whatever.
Great value to me, $4.20 to get a gaming journalist to ask Twitch what happened. Hunting Owl took me $1, so what about Trovo? I don't know, that's, we were talking about other streaming platforms, but it seems like we're going to be alright. What I need to do now is start adding up tips because I don't have the screen in front of me. Okay?
What do you mean you're going to be alright? You just threatened Twitch that if they don't fix their broken ass system that you're going to leave. So how are you going to be alright? You said that you can't stream over here on YouTube because there's too many problems with the chat. And trolling. Okay.
Well, Mr. The C50P says he likes King Goken as a mod. Alright, you got a shout out there, King Goken. Thanks for the $1 tip. Otaku fan to me $1 says in 2010 you were laid off from your job. 10 years later you were removed from Twitch, but now I'm back. So it doesn't matter, right?
What? You got laid off from your job, and then 10 years later you get fired. You essentially got fired again, kind of, sort of. But you're going to disregard all of that because now you're back on. And then someone tells him, hey, here's another platform that you could look at streaming on, and says, well, no, I already got my account back here, so I think we're fine. After he threatened Twitch saying that if they don't fix their broken-ass system and make sure that this shit never happens to him again, that he's going to leave and never come back. Just empty threats, empty promises. It's the typical Darksydephil way of going about things. I don't understand how people take anything he says at face value when he's not even man enough to stand by his own word. Why do you think he would stand by anything he would tell any of y'all? Honestly. He lies to himself daily. What makes you think he'd be man enough to tell any of you guys the truth?
Gerard Crow to me $1.30. Are you saying Twitch is to give you priority over every other issue they're dealing with? No, I'm saying they have to fucking treat me with respect and professionalism and not shut down my channel for troll shit. Kondeka to me $4.20 is the only thing that remotely comes to mind about the suspension is the Rostafil tip animation. That's not what it was. We know now. Beastbot to me $1.30 says, can you explain why you chose a Canadian flag?
Don't know. You don't know what exactly they hit you for DMCA. So what are you talking about?
No idea what you're talking about. Unknown tipped me $1.30. Says, no shit, Phil. Twitch is back up. Go and check. All right. We know that. Thank you for the tip. Mr. Sego lives to me $1. So can I get a shout out? All right. You got a shout out.
Look at him. You see, he even how he's approaching the tips or contributions is different now. Now he's just waving them all off. Before, oh, thanks for the support. I really appreciate you guys coming out. I really appreciate all the help. And now, da-da-da-da-da, yeah, fuck you. Yeah, here's your shout out. Yeah, fuck that. Yeah, no, I have no idea what you're talking about. Doesn't give a rat's ass now that he's back where he wants to be. Why the fuck would anybody give him anything? He's not loyal to any of you. It's all an act. It's all fake. Which is funny, too, because the very people that he's essentially trying to wave off and try to get them out of his face right now are the same people he's going to be begging for money on later that day. What the hell, man?
And then we got a troll tip I'm going to ignore. I Kill Phil tipped and said, you got your channel back on Twitch. Thank you. Colonel J tipped me $5. Said, I told you that we would get through all this, pimp. Long live the King of Hate. Hail victory. Hail our people. Okay, thank you for that. Colonel J. C-Dull tipped me $5. Said, Darksydephil always wins. Thank you, C-Dull. Mr. Plumbing Supply tipped me $10. And I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about, but it's $10 tip. Rusty Shotgover tipped me $4.20. Says, isn't that a fraudulent ban? Seems like he's really managing to do is make you more money than you would have otherwise. What is your total from both YouTube streams? I have no idea. I'm not looking at that. I'm not looking at this at all.
He knows there's more money there, and that's why he doesn't want to say anything about it. Because isn't there a tier 2 for the vest streak? And then, well, we'll get to that.
Anonymous tipped me $1. Says Twitch is a large-scale system. Lots of caching involved. Give it time. So he thinks that everything will actually come back. Okay. Timbo says all your clips are up on the page. So if it was a DMCA takedown against a clip, why are all the clips live? I don't know what's going on. All right, guys, here's what we're going to do. All right? I'm going to end this stream. I'm going to switch over. I'm going to move the webcam and everything over to the PC. We're going to stream from there, and we're going to live on Twitch try to figure out why was I taken down for DMCA. We're going to try to figure this out together live on stream, because this is fucking bullshit, and I want to know what happened, and I want an answer from Twitch on why they granted a false DMCA takedown against my account, because if they don't have a valid reason and they don't promise me it won't happen again, I'm leaving. I'm serious. If they won't tell me we screwed up, we're going to make sure this doesn't happen again, I'm not staying with Twitch. I'm not going to have...
You don't get troll protection, idiot. That's exactly what he's asking for. He's asking for troll protection. And you can't get that. Remember he asked for that same thing from Curse. He was like, hey, all these false reports that keep coming in on me, why don't you just disregard that? This is this is after Curse let him go. And they were explaining to him why they were letting him go. And he's like, if you guys are really delegating all these funds to clearing up all these false reports on me every day, just let's skip a step. Let me stay on Curse and just don't worry about the trolling. Just disregard all those reports. And Curse looked at him like, no, because because the pendulum swings both ways. If Phil actually has complaints about something, and if he complains enough, why won't they just disregard that too? Just saying. He's setting a very dangerous precedence when he does stupid shit like this. He's doing the same thing here. He's doing the exact same thing here. And like I said, any troll protectors that he had are gone. So it means he has no troll protection. If someone decides to do this to him again in a couple of months, he's going to be really hurting. And now, if nothing else, a kink in the armor has been exploited. And in such a way, I should say, that later on down the line, don't know when, but later on down the line, someone's going to come in and be willing to go all the way with this, and they're going to exploit that system for everything it's worth, and they're going to get him kicked off the site. And he's legit not going to have anything to do about it. And because, as I said before, Amazon don't put no priorities on Twitch, so that's completely out of their hands. So the only people he can actually look to are the people who are already protecting basically the Twitch thoughts and everything else. And those guys are apparently getting swept up too. Which means you're going to have a whole new group of people that are going to come in who don't have any allegiances, aren't white knighting, and if they get an actual troll report, They're actually going to read through that shit. If there's any additional information provided with it, they're going to go through that. And then it's like, well, we can get rid of him because he's too much of a problem. He's too much of a liability. You don't get troll protection, Phil. And no one's going to grant you that. No one can.
Taken down on a daily basis by some fucking troll. Absolutely not. Okay? Okay. Alright, guys. I'm going to end this stream. And I'm going to go live on Twitch. Give me a few minutes. I've got to switch everything back over. We got to get everything working again. But I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, guys? Thanks, and I'll see you over there. Bullshit.
All that fake outrage, man. Like, what the fuck? Like, he's such an ungrateful piece of shit. He got exactly what he wanted. He gets his little position back, and he's ready to run back to Twitch after talking shit about them twice, to be honest. But now he's ready to run back there and have his way again. Fucking amazing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give me a second to kind of fix this up, and then I'll see you guys in a second. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So, what do we make of part 2 of the situation? Just more motherfucking mistakes, my dude. Just constant mistakes. A lot of bullshit. But you threatening Superhound, not a good move. You threatening Twitch, not a good move. You demanding for Twitch to give you troll protection, not a good move. You sitting there saying that you did nothing wrong, right? And then you come back to, oh, well, I did say something about the Uncle Ben's rice and the Asian thing. Very stupid. Shouldn't have even brought that up. You're failing at life. At the end of the day, you're just failing at life, and people need to accept that. You need to accept that. At the end of the day, you have set the precedence now that people have a way of going at you. And DMCAs right now is a very, very, very touchy subject on that platform. If anybody wanted to come get you, a DMCA is probably the way to do it. And if they don't have to, and here's the thing, it's not even about permanently getting him taken off the site no more, ladies and gentlemen. Now, whenever a new release, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Whenever a new release happens, fuck him. Whenever he has an important situation for like a vestige celebration or whatnot, fuck him. The next time he's like, hey guys, I'm gonna have a sponsored stream, because eventually he's gonna try to go back to that and whatnot, and it's gonna be on such and such day, fuck him. He's literally set the precedence that anybody who's willing to go through it can get him knocked off for at least 6 hours. They can fuck his day up for at least 6 hours. He's turning this into something ugly, and he don't see it because he doesn't have the foresight. He doesn't have the forethought. I see it. I blatantly see how this can be played if one is willing to go through the trouble to do it. And like I said, now any time that would be considered important, where he has a plan to make some really big money or for a new release or whatnot, now you can get it. You want to fuck up that vestige thing? Now you can hit it. Now you can hit it here on this. Now you can hit it this way. He's stupid. You know what I'm saying? He thought he was going to be more secure financially, and he would have more control by streaming. And in actuality, it's going to prove the opposite. And because he's too short-sighted to see that, he's opened up a whole new world of possibilities. A whole new world of fuckabilities. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening in. I very much appreciate it. I'll see you guys for part 3 or whatever random video that might come out before then. So keep an eye out for that. Speaking of which, actually, they're gonna put out the raw video of each one of these first before my commentary, I guess, comes in afterwards. That's really kind of more for my benefit, but also for those of you who want to see the raw content. That's why it's there. So I should have prefaced that in episode 1 when they told me about the idea. My bad. So that's my fault. So if you feel any need to disregard any of the raw the raw bacon and you want to wait until it gets cooked to that delicious crispiness that I'm known for, then cool. But so, you know, it's out. Those are the 2 reasons. It's really there for my benefit in a lot of ways, so I get a chance to see it without having to deal with Phil's bullshit. And 2, for any of you who don't mind catching the whole raw slab, it gives you a chance to examine it and whatnot before I actually cut it all up. Because there is a small demographic of people who can actually stand Phil's bullshit without any additional additives, if you will, for a little bit, for small periods of time. So that's why that's there. But like I said, my commentary will always follow that up. So, and especially for this, because this is important. So I don't think it's going to be a reoccurring thing, but you never know. I'll let them decide on that. I'm just here to give you guys my 2 cents. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for listening in. I very much appreciate it, and I'll catch you guys for the next one, whenever that may be. Hopefully sooner than later. This is DSP News. Take care of yourselves, guys. Don't forget to get that hard snorts.